Can you
Hey,
just
everybody,
calm
and
down a
welcome
bit?
to.
I fucked it up again every fucking time. Shut up, Fraser.
Don't
Shut
say
up.
I did. Don't say I fucked it up. Fucking cheek of it. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 109 for this wonderful Friday, somewhere towards the end of January. I am your host, Fraser, and I am joined by the engines of the podcast, the people who really keep this show going when it matters, and slag off those who aren't there in attendance because they've taken one for the team. On my left is the brains of the organization, Dave.
Hello.
The heart, the engine, the pumping steam traction engine, Neil.
Eh?
And bringing up the rear, the caboose, it's Pilch.
Caboose.
Yeah,
The spruce caboose.
whatever that is.
How are we, gents? We all right?
Not bad. Well, sort of.
Glad
For the
to
first
repair.
time this week.
Yeah, why? Oh, you had problems with your tuffy pegs, didn't you?
I've had a bit of a shit
Ooh.
week.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Are
Wanna
you
talk us
really
through it?
sorry, Fraser?
Oh, no, yeah, I am. I mean, let's not make me out to be a heartless bastard. No, I feel. I know Neil was suffering. I did speak to him earlier in the week. So, where are we with your teeth,
Well,
with your tombstones? Where
I
are
thought,
we now?
what did I speak to you the other day? Had I been to the dentist? I think I'd been to the
You've
dentist.
just come back from the dentist, I think, or
Yes, that was
and-
Monday. I've been back to the dentist today.
bookending the week with the dentist. That's nice.
It's been a good week for the dentist. But today seems like it was a bit more successful than Monday so far. 'Cause it's not hurting anymore like it has been since Sunday.
Well, that's
So,
good.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
having to take pills like every 2 hours for about 4 days.
Would you like to tell anyone what the problem was?
Well, there's been a crack in one of my molars, apparently. And it went for like, you couldn't see the crack from the top because it was like hidden between teeth. It went all the way underneath and down into the root. So that was nice.
So what's
Lovely.
what's the dealio with that? Is that coming out then?
Well, he's done a lot of repair work on it today. But I tried to repair it, fix it up, and like just sort of cover up the crack the other day. But there must have been a bit still that was exposed because it's been hurting all fucking
mate.
week.
Do they not offer to take it? I get it.
He
out,
did.
get
He
it
did.
out.
He's like,
Come
today.
on.
Today was like, right, we've got two options basically. You can either take it out, or we can try and do something with it. And I was like, I just really wanted to stop hurting. It's the main thing. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I was
See,
like, I don't really want to
taking it
lose
out is
another
a last
tooth.
resort.
Yeah, taking
many
out
have you
is the
got
last
of your
resort
own
because
left?
I know that's going to fucking hurt for a while afterwards. So
And once they've took it out, they can't get any money off you. So they'll try to fix it for some money first. And once they decide that hasn't worked, then they'll take it out.
yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if anyone's squeamish about dentist details. Like the other day, basically, it was just like the high pitched drill noise was there the other day, and it was like a bit of scraping around. I had 2 injections on Monday, and my face was just fucked, fucking for half the day. Like couldn't feel anything on the right hand side of my face for most of the day. And then today I only had the one jab today, but I like the phrases they use when they're about to do their work. Because like today there was a little bit of high pitched real work, and it's like, okay, now you might feel some vibrations now, and it goes. And I'm like, yeah, you're clearly just mashing my teeth to pieces in there. So yeah, that was definitely gouging out a bit of tooth today, and then refilling with some actual filler. So, but yeah, today, like Monday, it felt weird. As soon as he'd done it, like once my sensations all came back, it felt weird anyway, and it was like really uncomfortable. Like I couldn't close my mouth properly and weird stuff. But today, I was like, come out, I was like, yeah, that feels a bit more normal.
So is it now? You're just now see how it goes, or
well, I've got my next checkup appointment on the 8th of February, I think, or something like that. So they'll have a look at it then and see how it is, and I'm just hoping that basically it stops hurting for the time being because it was just seriously doing my head in.
Well, good luck
literally
with that.
doing my head in for ages. So it's
I
feels good
it feels good.
now. Yeah.
Feels good. Okay, good, good. Well, thank you very much, boys, for covering for me. Boys, lads, fucking lads, in it.
Chaps.
Chaps, and chapesses, for covering for me last week. I had my booster shot on that Thursday, and I woke up on the Friday feeling rough, and then I felt better, and I thought, yeah, we're good to go. And then I did not feel better in the afternoon, so that hit me like a train. Every shot, all three, have knocked me right out. So hooray for COVID shots. But it's done, and that's good. So anybody else got anything, ailments,
Any more illnesses or anything?
illnesses, ailments, problems they want to get off their chest? Problems with their chest? Anything? No. All right, well, let's move into let's get straight on with the show then. Intros and shout outs, normal sort of intro stuff. Let's start with the Fantasy League.
I've prepared this week.
Have you? I sort of prepared because I was looking. It's thrown me now because because we're right in the middle of a game week. It's reset all the scores that I was going to sit and look
I
at.
knew there was a game week coming, so I screenshotted the league from last week. So before
what
started updating.
What notes have you got? Because there was only maybe one or two key points.
So there was a few extra games for teams last week. So everyone did well, not everyone, but a few people did the play. What was it called? Where you can change your team and it goes back to normal. Or free hit.
Well, hit chip or
free
something.
hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did a free hit. Didn't really work out for me. I got 52 points. Went down. Dan Fletcher, who had a bit of a crappy week the week before, had a good week, 92 points. Top scorer on the week, however, John Wilson, aka John Mouse, 106 points.
Yes, I did notice that, and I did. Yeah, I noticed that, and I did some number crunching there. He was like in the top one. Sort of like if you were to take 700 and something people, he was number one, right? So I don't know.
Well, if the whole league was 707 people.
The whole league was 780 people. Yeah. He was number one, right? Mm. So I don't know what that 0.13%. I think it was worked out. He's the top.
It was pretty good.
0.13%. Yeah, very good. Which is
he had
Fernandez
Captain Fernandez, and he had the random fucking Leeds player that banged in a hat trick. Also, so yeah, like no one's ever heard of.
I know this could be the turning point for John here, but that was a stonking week for him.
But yeah, I've had a great start to this week because we have had Watford and Norwich this evening, and Watford have got 2 games. I captained a Watford player. You'll never guess which one. Dennis. He's had a red card. It's Emmanuel Dennis.
Oh my God, he got a red card?
A red card for 2 yellows. And that means he misses his second game of the game week, so I get a big fat 0.
I put
possibly
him
-2.
I've got him at -1 right now. Is that right?
I don't. Well, it'll be -2 for me because I've captained him. So yeah,
nice. There's nothing like doubling the minus numbers.
I'm sure I'm not the only person who's got Dennis in their team because.
No, I've had him in for ages. I think I've had him in since almost the first week. I mean, the table is looking pretty good. We're sort of reeling in Christian up the top. His lead is slipping. He's not infallible. It's a nice Canadian 2 and 3 there with me and Vince.
Yeah.
And then sharking around. He's not really, Tim Kelly's just sitting there. He's just sort of hovering underneath the surface there at number 4.
Yeah. Didn't have the best week last week, but
yeah.
I haven't looked at anyone's teams this week, so I haven't used any fancy things this week. I've just gone with picking my players from my team because I looked at it. It was only like Burnley and Watford or something else. I can't remember. We had the extra games this week, so I didn't bother.
Right.
Scott Patton's just joined the chat. He's
Hello, Scott.
Still the strongest team in the league, as he's
holding up everyone else.
Holding up everyone else.
Very good. Okay, so that's fancy, really, which is nice. I think what we should start doing actually is posting the table up in the Discord.
Could do.
So we have a little record of it every week.
Yeah. So what I have done with the Discord, so I know not everyone in, it's not a huge Discord population wise, but I have like cordoned off the fantasy football stuff. So yeah, only the people who are in the fantasy football who are in the Discord will see the stuff for fantasy football.
So no one else can see it.
No, because it was like, there's not that much interest in it anyway. So I was like,
Okay.
Not very inclusive, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not very inclusive at
well,
all.
it's inclusive of all the people who are interested in fantasy football. And if you're not interested in fantasy football, you don't get interrupted in your day, do you?
Okay, right. I guess. Thank you for thinking of the people
who don't give a shit about fantasy football.
That's right. On the subject of Twitch, don't think anyone did any streaming last weekend, did they? I can't remember.
I haven't done anything since last Friday, so no, I haven't done anything.
No, a little bit on the light side there. And we didn't get together for Back for Blood, did we?
No.
No.
That's one of my predictions. I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen.
We need to get back on that this weekend. And okay, and then Discord. We have that in. Is there anything?
Christian got his TV
channel?
He was on the talk about the TV last week. It looks like he ordered it. So I haven't heard back from him. See what it's like. So hopefully that's all gone well. Yeah. Can't remember what else. Is anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Oh, there's a bit of chat about the news, obviously, of the week.
Okay, well that moves us on to then the featured subject, I guess, which is Xbox buying Activision Blizzard.
No.
Well, if it goes through.
That's going through.
It's going through.
It's not going to be completed until 2023, though. So,
What? Really?
Apparently, not going to be fully completed until June of 2023 or something.
They'll start putting stuff on Game Pass, though, surely.
There was stuff when they did Bethesda, when it before it had officially finished, that stuff appeared and started coming through. So we never know.
Do you think they might put all the Call of Duty games on?
All the old ones to start with.
Yeah.
They could put Warzone on there, I suppose, couldn't they?
I don't think they would bombard it and put everything on. Do you? I would have thought they would at least keep some stuff back to drip feed out. You wouldn't want to.
Well, they'll probably do the old ones first, and then like give it a couple of months. 6 months, and then put the remastered ones on, and things like that. I
can't remember how it went with Bethesda when they did that. They didn't put everything on there straight away. Definitely.
All right. Anybody else care any more about it than that?
Well, I care a little bit.
Okay.
Because that was one of my predictions. So that was cool.
Oh, he's on that again, is he?
Can I say congratulations, Pilch, for policing this? Because old Half Point here is trying to just...
I did actually stick my foot in it a bit by saying they make it all exclusive. But they don't come much bigger in terms of purchases. I think I said they buy something pretty big, was what the phrase I use. I don't think it really comes much bigger. They haven't bought PlayStation, obviously, so
I can't remember how much Activision and Blizzard, how much that was. That was
when Activision bought Blizzard, yeah.
Yeah, that was like 2-3 years ago.
Well, the Take-Two business was the other 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? And that was nearly 13 billion for Zynga. So what looks the better business based on that? I don't know.
I read today somewhere that Candy Crush did more than Call of Duty.
Yeah.
In the first last quarter, I don't know what I can't remember like that, but like that little Candy Crush thing off to the side is a big money.
How do they? Right? How do you? I don't even know. I've never played Candy Crush.
Oh, hi.
So I don't even know how it works with the money. And
I guess
sorry, go on, Dave.
I think you buy bonuses and buy extra moves. Like my missus plays it, and yeah, she's always being asked to if she doesn't complete a level by matching or everything and getting
So
rid
you
of
basically you
everything
can
that
pay
she
to
is,
cheat.
yeah,
Yeah, basically
and
buy
get
your
additional
weight.
bonuses. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a weird game because like it
I don't
lets
understand the incentive
players
to
progress
pay to complete a level. You're like, oh fuck it, I'll just start again.
because you get stuck on a level for like
Yeah, but it's
days.
just like, what does it matter? You're still doing the same fucking thing over and over again, aren't you? You might as well just start a new one.
Yeah,
Well, why don't you download it and have a go
Well,
and see how you
yeah,
get on
yeah.
with it?
I've got a
Cool.
Microsoft Duel. Is that not the same thing? Basically, you're matching like
The
3
thing
or
about
more.
the thing you
colours,
have to
isn't it?
understand about Candy Crush, and you should
It's got
download it and
sweets
just
in it.
check it out. It is just so accessible and easy to play, and the visuals are just really nice, and it's got those beautiful sound effects that just
Right. How
I-
much have you spent on it? How many
And what it
inscriptions
does,
worth of
I know
fucking?
I've
what
never.
it does. It's really clever. It's weighted to like so that you don't win, but you can see the winning move, and then it
Oh, you can buy the
incentivise
winning
you
move.
to buy additional moves so that you
Mm.
can complete the level. It's just an algorithm about like
You
getting
deliberately fail
people
makes it
to a certain
impossible to
point.
complete.
Yeah,
You mean so that
no,
you
no,
buy
yeah,
stuff.
until it gets to a point, and then people progress, and then get stuck again, and then kind of tries to incentivize people to pay
Oh, I
to
don't understand.
it.
Mate, it's just like a fruit machine, right? It's
yeah.
just like a fruit machine. It's
Except
got all the
you might
beats
win some money out of a fruit machine.
right, but
No,
it's
but you
those
don't know,
it's
do you?
those
You're
hits
always
though
right
of
back
just
here.
like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
whatever. Go try it, you'll understand.
No, I'm not trying it.
He doesn't want to get hooked on it. That's why.
I'm not going to get hooked on that, am I? I've got, like I said, I've got Microsoft Duel. I have to play every day on my phone, so I get some points.
You don't
And
have to.
well, I don't have to, but I play it, and I complete a level, and if I get to the point where I literally can't complete the level, it doesn't say, "Oh, spend some money and you can complete the level." It just goes, doesn't even tell you fucked it. It just doesn't. You just like, oh, I've run out of moves and I can't do anything, so I'll just start a new game.
All right.
Yeah, but that's the difference, isn't it? Is that it's not trying to get money out of you, whereas Candy Crush is, and it does, obviously, because it makes.
But what's
Box
the
numbers
incentive to like? Once you've paid that bit of money, what does it mean? You just continue your score getting bigger.
Yeah. No, not even score. You progress your levels. You
And then
get.
what does that give you?
Don't start this argument because what's the whole point of playing games? Like,
Well,
what's the point?
I don't
we
know.
pay money to play games. Like we pay to like get.
Yeah,
like,
I don't pay like over the lifetime of a game thousands of pounds just to finish a stupid fucking level of Candy Crush. Though.
No, but-
Well, okay, but look, don't rise to it, Dave. We're obviously we're in it. We haven't got the ability to explain it. But I'm looking here. Candy Crush revenue in 2020 was $1.2 billion. Okay, well, I don't know many companies that made that much money. You know, let alone a little app on the phone.
Yeah,
so
the
they must be
overheads
doing.
can't be very high, can they?
Well, they must be doing something right anyway.
How
still in the
much does
algorithm.
WoW make? Because they've got that as well.
Not that much.
Well, that's Activision, isn't it? Candy Crush is
Mm.
Zynga, isn't it? Is the Take-Two one?
It's King. Yeah, now it's King.
Oh, is that part of Activision?
Yep.
Oh, right. Candy Crush is Activision, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about it.
So,
Like,
what does Zynga do then? Because they're
well,
all
Zynga
mobile
used
games.
to be. Didn't Zynga get sold to King or something? I don't think.
I don't know. Well, that's what Take-Two have bought Zynga, and they did Farmville years ago, didn't they? And all that shit. I think.
Yeah, that was
That's
like the Facebook game.
Old Don
stuff.
Matrick went there. Remember the Xbox One guy? He went to Zynga for about a
Why?
week.
I think Zynga's probably not even connected to this discussion, is it? Why are we?
Well, it was just
about
bought
Zynga?
literally 2 weeks ago. That was the link was Take-Two bought Zynga for nearly $13 billion or something, and then Microsoft went and bought Activision Blizzard, which includes Candy Crush and King or whatever, for nearly $69 billion.
Mm.
So,
There's a lot of
Mm.
there's a lot of gold
billions.
coins, isn't it?
But yeah, well, it's only going to take 69 years just on Candy Crush then, apparently, to get the money back.
Okay.
Well, they're in for the long run, aren't they? In for the long haul.
Have
Well,
they
that's
made
the
the
idea.
2 billion back from Minecraft? 2 billion sounds like a drop in the ocean now for Minecraft.
Oh, they're definitely in
Mm.
profit on Minecraft by now, I'd have thought.
I can't see it. I just can't see the numbers.
On Minecraft, it's crazy.
The thing about Minecraft is it just doesn't. It's just always going to have that people, those kids, playing it, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a continuous rite of passage for kids once they get to a certain. Oh, your kids are old enough to play video games. They can play Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft's fine.
They're not already playing Roblox, which is
Roblox is probably.
Roblox also.
The other
Someone's
thing
going to buy
you've-
that shit.
Oh yeah, but I
Mm.
mean they're making money.
Other thing
hand
you've got to
over fist.
remember is they're not going to be selling 65 million copies of COD anymore because we're all going to get them for free with Game Pass. So that was probably one of their bigger earners, but they're just half their revenue
Well, they just want
because
people to
we're already
buy Game
subscribing.
Pass.
Yeah, but
the
they're not. How do they get recoup their money back when they're not selling a
More
game?
people
at
go on
70
Game
quid a
Pass.
game
Well, the
now?
long play is Game Pass goes on to PlayStation, and that's how people play COD on PlayStation is they buy Game Pass.
Right. So the question is then,
the business model has changed though, hasn't it?
are
'Cause it's
they
not-
going to give PlayStation COD?
Well,
They've
let's
said something.
Or are
Sorry.
they gonna say
Can
you
we
are
just
going to have to?
Can we just put that question on hold for a second, just to go back to what you were saying before, because the business model is not the same anymore. So if you look at Halo, if you look at COD Warzone and all that sort of stuff, now they are going to get their money by subscription, by battle passes. They are going to have a continuous feed of money coming in. It's not going to be about purchasing that game as a disc from GameStop anymore, or because that Game Pass can support the business model of games as a service really well. Because we can all get Halo. I've already paid for my the battle pass for Stan for Halo. I'll probably have to pay for it again next month when he's finished it. And if I was into Halo, I would have the battle pass. So they would have already have got $10 off me for Game Pass or whatever it is, plus $10 for the battle pass for that. So
how are they going to? How are they then going to feed that to PlayStation then? How is PlayStation going to get COD? Are they just going to get the same way as before?
Well, they're going to sell it for $70.
Still charge? Yeah. Are they still going to charge them $70 for a download or a disc when we get it?
And the rest.
Well,
and the rest, or they'll cut the deal with PlayStation. PlayStation will have a contract to say, well, if our customers are buying battle passes on Warzone or skins or whatever it may be, however they're spending their money, Sony, you can keep 50% and 50% goes to the publisher.
Basically, isn't it, on PlayStation? I think.
What goes back
whatever
to the publisher.
whatever you buy on PlayStation, 30%, unless it's obviously Sony, they get 100%. But anything else you buy, I think, is 30% goes to PlayStation. Right. Unless they cut
so who
special
thinks
deals.
they're going to tell? Who thinks they're going to tell Sony to fuck off and just leave it on?
They
PC
won't. They already
and
announced
Xbox
it today. Phil Spencer said today that.
Did they?
Yeah, he said he's already been in touch with the top dogs at Sony, and they consider. He worded the tweet very well.
I think it was very carefully worded to say that to not exclude the fact that they could make people buy Game Pass to play it on PlayStation.
That's what I think they're going to have. They'll do. I think they'll have to do that if they dig their heels in and say, "Look, you ain't getting none of these games unless you put Game Pass on the PlayStation." They could do that. How many people would go to PC or Xbox if they just to play COD? I think that was their second biggest, Sony's second biggest game.
What's
second
the biggest
game on PlayStation 5.
Fortnite.
NBA. 2K NBA.
What?
It's the biggest selling game on PlayStation last year. Was NBA.
Yeah, but that's all the microtransactions,
was COD.
Yeah, but
I don't know. There's no microtransactions in COD.
What's to say that they won't, I don't know, do 60 frames a second or 4K first on Xbox and then
I don't think that's worth
Mm.
anything, though. I mean, all that's pretty clever. You know, I get they could do it. I honestly don't think they give a shit. It's in their interest to make sure that they've got the games on the platform. PlayStation's not going anywhere. Get the games on PlayStation. Keep the agreements in. Keep the industry healthy with competition. Get your cut. I mean, the fact that the Xbox is going to be taking a cut of all those games that are going onto PlayStation is going to be great for them. I don't think it's in their interest to cut Sony off from that at all.
I mean, it's just in the fact that, you know, if anybody's a gamer and knows about this, they know it's with Xbox anyway. So maybe they're taking a percentage of the sales that would be going to PlayStation people having it on Xbox anyway.
Yeah.
They don't need to do anything, maybe.
So who's next then on the list? There ain't many left, is there? EA possibly, but they're
Sega.
already in bed with them with Game Pass.
Ubisoft.
It's not
They
Ubisoft.
haven't really got much, have they? They've only got about 3 games. They just keep churning the same old shit over, don't they?
None of them are really good.
Rockstar would be the next one, but then
That's huge, though. That's because that's Take
would
Two. isn't it?
Microsoft wait 10 years for a game to get any money back? Probably
No.
not. Although they're
Okay.
still coining it in on 5, aren't they? GTA 5, aren't they? So that's a little cash cow. They'd have instant money from that, wouldn't they?
They
All
might
right,
make
are we
a
done?
6th one though, so you never know. That's the big talk. The big talk is like, obviously Activision basically just became Call of Duty, so the talk is now like they own all these new IPs, so they might actually get some games of, like, I don't know, whatever it is. Like the Crash Bandicoot is now owned by Microsoft. Is that right, or something like that? Because that's Activision.
Yeah.
So, and then like some of these old franchises that they've not done anything with, like what's the other one? There's another
Pitfall.
one. Pitfall, yeah, there's fucking loads of old stuff. But like Pitfall could make a good like Tomb Raider style game or whatever, couldn't they? With that name on it. Not, I don't think the kids will care, but
Crash Bandicoot's weird because Crash was always a sort of unofficial PlayStation mascot. Yeah. That is quite weird. I didn't realise that. But yeah, who does the PlayStation exclusive Ratchet and Clank?
Insomniac, isn't it?
Insomniac,
That is
yeah.
now owned by Sony, though, isn't it? They actually
Oh,
they
is
did
that?
a deal a little while ago.
Oh, what? And they're not going to put it on Xbox? Well, that's not very fair.
Life's
Same
not
thing,
fair.
No.
We can't play Spider-Man. Tell them they can't play COD.
Okay, let's move on to the tweets and the emails and the messages. First up, it looks like we have a tweet from Matt Empower343. I do not like the way this looks. I do not like the way this looks like it's going. I don't know if this is going to set a precedent going forward. I hope not. Although, thinking about it, have the messages from Stuart Cullen dried up a little bit recently?
Yeah.
Did we have one last week?
Don't think so.
I'm not sure we
Did we cut off our nose to spite our face by trying to shut down the Stadia questions?
Did we really try and shut them down? I'm not sure we tried much at all with anything.
Well, it looks like someone stepped up to the pedestal. Matt Empower343 says, given Stadia is now to feature on Samsung TVs, does it have a future now? Does it? Copyright Stuart Cullen, 2020 to 2021.
If you don't use it, then you lose it. Apparently, don't you?
You snooze, you lose. I didn't see this as the Stadia now is definitely on Samsung TVs. I don't know. Does anybody know anything on this? Anybody got a comment?
Is it tradition that we just fucking ignore this question then?
Pretty much. I think we got to give it something, at least a sentence.
Does it come with a controller?
No.
Does it?
No.
Yeah, the remote control that you have for your TV. That's
Yeah, just imagine playing.
Hey.
Oh my god! Remember the days you used to play it on the fucking Skybox? Any games that came on there, they were fucking awful. Playing
It's like
with
going. It's like when you used to go
remote control.
on on a flight and you'd have a TV in the back of the seat. Oh, fantastic games! And the controller was just this awful plasticky piece of shit, and all you could play was like some crappy Match 3 game or something.
fucking Candy
Nowhere
Crush.
near as good as Candy Crush.
You could have to pay extra to complete it.
Does Stadia have a future now, thanks to Samsung TVs?
I think it's definitely gonna. It's not going anywhere, is it? I think
Just
it's.
putting the technology out there. You know, the more the technology's out there, and
Well,
available.
imagine 10 years' time when we're all playing on Stadia and everything's like Microsoft Teams.
Stadia buys Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, once it's in TVs, what's to say it's not going to be in computer monitors, for example? So in the future, you might just need to buy a computer monitor that has Stadia on it.
Do any monitors have an app store of its
No,
of its
not at the
own?
minute.
By its
Don't
very
think so.
nature, a monitor wouldn't have, though, would it?
It's purely usually.
Well-
I don't know. You might be able a smart one. I don't know.
Isn't the whole point of a monitor is it's purely
It's
a display
dumb.
adapter?
That's literally that's. But they're
They're
cramming.
not cheap though, are they?
You could buy a monitor. It could have some apps on it, and then
Yeah.
some speakers too, and the ability to receive signals over the air.
No one
my
does
monitor
that
has
anymore.
speakers in
Yeah,
it.
There's no reason why you can't have Netflix on it, though, is there?
Why would you want
that not
Why
be a
would you want
thing?
it on your monitor when you're plugging it into something that can run Netflix?
Well,
Have an independent,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know.
See-
Why is it on a fucking TV? Netflix.
Yeah, why is it on a TV?
You got
Fraser?
everything else-
Why is
Because
Well,
it
the
on a
everything
TVs are
else-
standalone, aren't they?
No,
the
you
whole point of
have.
the
I have
TV.
to turn my Sky box on to watch my Sky TV.
You don't have to, though. You could have
Don't
your
have
TV.
to.
You could have your TV up on the wall, hooked into your Wi-Fi, and watching Netflix, and you got nothing else connected to it.
I mean,
right?
we
I
do
don't-
that.
I don't think a lot of people have their TVs as like a signal
watch
receiver
Freeview.
anymore. I don't. Yeah. Well, even if
That's a
people
what?
do have a signal receiver, so people don't have
Yeah,
a
mine's-
Terrestrial TV.
I
a
watch
terrestrial TV or
I
like
watch terrestrial TV on mine. I only
What,
turn my
through the aerial.
BT. I only turn my BT TV on to watch the sport. I don't watch the channels on it.
Oh, okay.
I don't turn the box on and watch BBC One. I watch it on normal telly. And if I want to play Xbox, I'll go onto the Xbox app. If I want Netflix, go onto the Netflix app. If I want to watch BT Sport, I click on the BT Sport. Not the app, but the actual BT TV. It sets it up as apps. So when I want to play Xbox,
Have you not got
I
that built into your
I've got a
TV
little-
then? BT.
Yeah, but what I mean is it's got. Yeah, but I don't use that because you can't watch Ultimate on that. You have to have the same as Sky. If you ain't got Sky, you can't watch Sky Q 4K
Ultra HD.
or 2.2. Yeah, you can't watch it through your apps, can you? Got to have the box.
Not on Sky, you can't. But
No, you can't on BT either.
my BT, I've got BT running on my Chromecast TV thing. Google TV.
Yeah,
with
no, that's
Chromecast
different
thing.
because
That
you're
works.
using the Chromecast. You're not watching it directly from the app, from an app.
No, on my
You're
Samsung, I
using
swear
your
it gets
Chromecast
4K.
to watch it.
I'm sure my Samsung gets 4K on the BT.
Perhaps they've updated it now because I don't use it, so I wouldn't.
So my original point is, I like
Mhm.
people of Virgin or Sky or who use a Chromecast or Fire Stick or something. I don't think there's many people you excluded built that actually
Right.
plug.
Now, well, BT has to the BT box. It's not got a Sky dish. You have to plug that into the aerial.
And
So
the
it just
internet,
uses a
though.
pass through.
Okay.
No, if you want to watch BBC, if you want to watch terrestrial TV on BT's
On the
the
BT
BT
box, yeah.
TV, you have to plug the aerial in.
Yeah.
Because it uses Freeview as the
Okay.
But if you're
The
watching
Sky
any subscription type channels, it's through the internet. It's all streamed.
Yes.
Right. That's all very
But
confusing.
I'm assuming that it's just because you haven't got a dish. If you didn't have your dish plugged in, you wouldn't be able to watch BBC One on your through your Skybox. It's got to receive that signal, hasn't it? But the
Well, no,
BT
sorry,
Sport
no,
hasn't got a
but
dish. You have to use
Sky-
the aerial.
for Sky Q, that is all over the internet. Yes,
Everything.
the old everything before Sky Q is through the dish.
Sky
So
Q
you
is
haven't
still a
got a
dish.
dish on.
No, Sky
the
Q is
Sky?
still a dish.
Is it?
Must be.
Yeah, Sky Q is still.
Else how
It's
does it pick
connected
up
to the
the
internet, but
freaks?
my Sky Q box is a satellite box, but it's also connected to the internet because it streams Amazon Prime, it streams Netflix, it streams
Yeah.
fucking whatever else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the
But
TV
BT
signals that you get
TV
from
is the
Sky
same.
come through the satellite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just use my
I-
aerial rather than the Sky box.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
all right. I'm
my
going to interject.
misinterpretation of that. So
Fraser's
that's fine.
bored now.
Yep, I'm bored now. We're going to interject there. This is a prime example of the power of the Stadia question that none of us can ever understand. It'll be the riddle of the ages. They'll be looking back going, how did they draw so much content from something so insignificant? And it's magic.
How did we
It
not
is.
talk about Stadia for 10 minutes?
How can one harness the power of a Stadia question? Could certainly power a small city.
Right. So here's my question then. I've got a Samsung TV. So does that mean I can now just click on an app and Stadia is there?
I don't know what
How
year
do
the
I
TV
access
came
that?
out.
I still have to. Last year, 2021.
Might be a 22 job. I don't know.
Might be a
21, it
firmware
might be
update.
alright.
Might be
Just
a
go to your
firmware
app
update or
store on
something.
your TV. See if you've got
Yeah,
Stadia.
but what I'm saying is how if
How do you
I've
control
got it
anything?
and I click on it, what do I get? Yeah, what's on it? That is my question.
Everything
None
that's
of
I
on
us
open up
know.
the
Stadia.
app. What is on it?
You'll have to go
Anything.
find
Yeah,
out.
well, not if I'm not paying for it.
No, you have to buy a game.
Don't get it exactly. So I open the app, buy a game on Stadia, then play that game through Stadia. The game I've just bought.
Immediately.
buy it on
Doesn't have to
Xbox.
download. And you can stream it to all your friends.
Sorry, I still just don't get it. I just can't get my head around the whole how it is ever going to be a thing. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Well,
I'm
they
sorry,
must. The thing is, somebody there must be convincing somebody that it's got a chance of doing something because it's still around. So, be interesting though if you go
it
check
must be
that
some
out and let
sort
us
of-
know.
it must
Okay,
be some
we're
sort of tax job.
possibly okay. We're definitely done with that question now. Moving on. Arnie sent us a message. It said, "Do you believe?" A question. Do you, Arnie, friend of the show? Thanks for being on the other week, by the way, Arnie. Do you believe that Nvidia will keep to their promise that they'll have a decent amount of stock available, or will it fall short like the 3000 series? I have a twitchy purchase finger ready to pull the trigger when released. Also, props to Pilch. Shall I do the second part of his question afterwards? So, Arnie's basically asked Nvidia. Arnie's the PC player, so Nvidia, I guess, have said that they're going to have a decent amount of stock going forward.
I think what they said was there's going to
4,000
be
series.
better availability in the second half of 2022. I don't think there's any new cards coming. No new, like a completely new generation, like the 4000 series, because they've delayed their 3090 which is Ti, obviously, which is like, I don't know how much that's going to be, about £2,500 or something stupid.
So just for anybody who's not as PC literate or whatever, or doesn't, the 3090 is basically the card to have. Now, is it not 3090? Well, I mean, it's pretty much
it's
up there.
beyond
It's like
what
the
most
Tesla.
people require. It'll make it makes the Series X and the PlayStation 5 look shit. But
how much power does that consume? Does anybody know?
It's 350 watts just for the graphics card, I think. Possibly more than that.
You don't need a heater in the room, do you?
No, I don't.
Holy smokes.
Mine's not even that powerful. But
so if you've got that graphics card, what other shit do you need? Equivalent stuff for all this to run. How much have you got to spend on everything else?
That is exactly the $1 million question. So I mean, you can have, it's like, imagine a bell curve. There is a sweet spot of building a PC, a bell curve, right? So there's a sweet spot where price. They basically people refer to it as price versus performance. And the sweet spot is generally like a couple of years ago, it was around about a 1060, right, for the graphics card, and anything under than that, you could do a little bit better. Anything over that, you're starting to pay for it. Would you guys agree with that, or am I?
I wouldn't say it was a 1060, but I agree with the general principle.
Yeah. So, yeah, but if you start, you can say, well, I have it. I could go out and buy a 3090. Well, I can't go out and buy a 3090, but let's say I could go out and get. Let's say if somebody gave me a 3090, it's like someone giving you a Lamborghini, right? It's all very well someone giving you a Lamborghini, but you can't afford to insure the fucker. You can't afford to fucking put gas in the fucker. You can't afford
to put a new tire on it.
You can't, exactly, right? And so if you have something like a 3090,
and it probably doesn't fit in your garage, so you need a bigger garage as well.
Exactly, right? Now you got to buy a new house, right?
So you need a processor to go with it, obviously. So you're probably spending as much on a processor.
Processors are nowhere near the same money as graphics cards, but
they're still up there. But I mean, you could still
probably.
Right, and you need a new power supply because you can't run a 500.
But that's only a couple of £100.
I love it. That this is that is exactly what we expect from someone. The PC heads, right? It's only a couple £100, right?
Well, I think so. I was so not a PC head. Like 5 years ago. PUBG has turned me completely into a PC head, right? Because before PUBG, I was just Xbox One happy.
Were you? I always thought you were a big PC person.
I was totally happy playing at fucking shitty 30 frames per second on my Xbox One, apart from any of the Microsoft games that came out at 60. Because then I was playing loads of racing games like Forza and all that stuff, but never really played on I had a PS4, but I never really played it. And then PUBG came out. I was like, I had a PC, but it wasn't amazing. And then since PUBG, basically, I've converted into a PC gamer. So, and it's I don't know, it's expensive now.
Of course, it is when you think a power supply is only a couple of £100.
It's not really a couple of £100. I was joking. It's only about £100.
It's still a fair amount of coin for
but
power supply.
It's all bundled into the cost of your Series X, isn't it? Like part of that cost is the power supply that's in your Series X and all that sort of shit. So, you just have a price tag at the end. You don't have to buy the individual parts when you buy a console.
Oh, I get that. I understand the economies of it.
And you probably don't pay what it actually costs to start with because they want your money. They get your money back on you staying in the ecosystem, buying games, paying for Game Pass, blah, blah, blah. So they probably sold that thing at a loss initially.
Well, yeah, and there's all the masses of economies of scale of their purchasing and commitments that they make.
And like say, if you buy, if I buy a 1,500 quid graphics card, that's the only money that whoever made that graphics card gets off of me. Whereas if I buy an Xbox and I buy a Ubisoft game, then I'm still giving Xbox money when I buy that game on their console. Or even if I buy the disc, I think they still get a cut of that.
Okay, all right. That's and you're not wrong. It's just that's a completely different conversation. That is of economics that my brain will explode if I try and think about that too hard. But I think there's just in. Have we answered Arnie's thing? I mean, have we answered your question, Pilch? Which is it's like a Lamborghini, basically. You can't afford to fucking run it unless you're prepared to have the coin.
I don't think there's going to be plenty of stock available of whatever they've got coming.
I'm looking for a 1080, and you can't.
Well, they don't make them anymore. AMD have just brought out a card, right? It's about 200 quid. If I don't even think you can buy them, but it's a lower spec than a card that came out 5 years ago.
So if they change these cards, if they upgrade these cards every year, are we saying that they're not actually going to be doing anything different this year to last year?
The problem is
you couldn't get them last year.
Yeah, the problem is the economy and the supply chains or whatever are all sorts of screwed up.
Why can't they just say, okay, well, we're not going to make these ones anymore because there's something better. We'll just start making the better one.
Well, they're not making the old ones or the new ones.
Well, the other thing is But let's not forget as well that you're not just talking something that they just sort of like said, shove in a couple of dies into the stamping machine and knock out. I mean, the new technologies or whatever to build. I think probably with something like the older technology cards, which they can knock out, is because they have a line that they can get up and running and knock these older cards out. Whereas the stuff that we are clamoring for, they can't build the line. I think somebody said one of the companies just committed 20 billion to a factory in Ohio or someone like that. I think I read today. I can't remember. I think it's Intel or something like that. And I don't
Well,
know.
they're making graphics cards now, aren't they? Intel. That's the next. The more, what we need is
Why
more
wouldn't
people
you?
making graphics cards.
Why
'Cause
wouldn't
there's only
you?
two
Everyone's
companies
just
basically that make them.
We've had 2 years of no one being able to really get hold of graphics cards. I'm waiting to upgrade. Hands up here who wants to upgrade the graphics card. Like, it's probably 3 of us putting our hands up at least.
Yeah,
If
there
you
is.
buy
You
a
know.
whole PC, can you get these cards though?
Yeah, that's the only
If
way you
you
can
could
get them.
buy something built, right? Okay.
But then you're buying stuff you might not want.
Yeah, the
So
problem is you'll get the graphics card you want, you'll get the processor that you expect, but they'll have in some shitty OEM power supply, and then it won't be decent, RAM. I mean, but then again, you can change that stuff.
it
So
depends where you go. You can buy. Well, I looked a couple of times recently because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just buy a new PC. And it's like, you mean you can get them that way, but they're fucking expensive compared to what they were.
I do have to say, for all as complicated and as weird as it all sounds, like you can just go buy an off-the-shelf PC. Of course you can. I know I have plenty of
Yeah.
friends who just they have no interest in what's going on inside the box, but they wanted a PC. But this complication and this being so involved with what the components are they any good, how they work, I fucking love it. It's just great, right? It's a hobby. That's the side of it being a
that's the
hobby.
thing. It's more of a hobby than just a game. Just the gaming is not just the hobby. It's more like the whole thing around it, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
being interested in the technology and putting things
yeah.
together, maybe if you want to, or and that sort of stuff. Taking things apart and putting it back together and hoping it doesn't fucking break. Like your fucking
Yeah.
3 grand's worth of kit that you just put together.
See, I know, and I hope Arnie doesn't mind me talking about it, but he'd be on the show saying it anyway. Is that he has a good rig. I'm not sure what processor he has.
Well, he had a 2080 Ti, didn't he? Was it a
No, I think
2080
he had a
Ti?
1080 Ti.
No, he upgraded to a 2080 Ti, and then he got annoyed because the 30 series came out, didn't he? Is that right? I'm sure that's right. Because I've got a 2080, so he's definitely got one better than me.
No, maybe. I thought he had a 1080 Ti and then 20 series came out.
Yeah.
The 30 series came out very quick after the 20 series, didn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure he got a 2080 Ti because he spent they were like 1,200 quid, and then the 30 series came out, and it was like 3060 is like better than the 2080 Ti, and it's like 500 quid. So,
Yeah.
but you can buy them. You can't buy them.
But I know Arnie's had a couple
was
of
fucking kicking myself now. I looked at it, I was like, I don't really need a new graphics card when the 30 series came out, but you could buy a 3080 for 650 quid. And now they've just released a new version of the 3080s, and they're fucking 1,200 quid. I'm like,
money.
fuck.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Anyway, we'll have to get Arnie on to keep us updated with what he does. He also said, props to Pilch for the Gins Akimbo recommendation.
I think I meant to be
He means
guns.
guns, Akimbo, I take it.
Yeah,
So none of you three fuckers have watched it, have you?
At least, hey, come on! I told you I started. At least I
started to watch.
Well, at least I had a go. Yeah, come on, I had a college try.
College try.
I couldn't finish it. It was rubbish.
Oh God!
I don't think to look on Amazon. Although, to be fair, me and my wife watched something the other day, and we scrolled through Amazon Prime, and I added a load of stuff to my watch list, and I definitely put Guns Akimbo on that list. It's on my watch list.
Well, you should definitely give it a shot. I mean, it looked like it was going to be
Well,
entertaining.
the idea was me and my wife had a conversation about, she's never watched loads of classic inverted commas movies, and was like, we should watch loads of good movies this year. Try and watch one movie a week at least that's good.
Like French
So
Connection.
I like Guns Akimbo. So like things like I've still not seen The Godfather and all that sort of stuff. Like, I've seen loads of good films, but those are films that I haven't watched that are supposed to be like classics and good. So we're
The
like
thing about
trying to
Guns
watch them.
Akimbo, the thing about Guns Akimbo was I started watching it, and it started off with the two fighting each other, and the girl. Whenever I see anyone pull a handbrake turn and start shooting people out the window when they're doing the handbrake turn and going backwards and all that, it
This
just
is so
I was like,
unrealistic.
I was just like, I could be playing Valorant right now. Sorry, Pilch. Is he giving me the stink eye? I can't see. I'm not looking at the.
What are you gonna do first then? Finish watching that or play Inscription?
I will play Inscription when it comes on Game Pass.
Fuck off! It's not coming to Game Pass. Just buy it.
It
It's
is.
20% off on
Will
Humble Store.
do.
It's coming, man.
Isn't?
Come
It's
on.
Devolver Digital. That's not Death Store, is it?
I told you I was going to play Death's Door. That's going to happen too.
That's not on. That's not Devolver though, is it?
Yeah. Because they were doing that triple pack, weren't they? Death's Door, Inscription, and something else. Loop Heroes or whatever.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Loop Heroes was on Game Pass. Death's Door is on
Loop
Game Pass
Hero is
now.
not on Game Pass. It was on bloody Amazon or something, wasn't it?
Whatever. Same thing. Anyway. Let's not have facts. Let's not have facts get in the way of all
Right,
this.
Devolver Digital do publish Death Store, I think. Microsoft needs to go and buy fucking Devolver.
That
That's what
wouldn't
they
even
need
make
to do.
it.
They could probably get
dent,
that for $1
would it?
billion.
They could find that down the sofa.
Yeah.
How
Come
much
on,
you
Phil
gonna pay
Spencer.
for
Come on, Xbox P3. Go on. Go and buy Devolver.
Yeah. Can't cost much to buy a company that ain't made free shit games. Can it? It's got
Devolver's
to be fairly
high
cheap.
quality,
He's
high
throwing shade
quality
at you,
indie
Neil.
games. Devolver publish loads of quality games.
We know that. She's throwing shade. Okay.
Wait till he plays Death Store properly and his like best game of the year he didn't play last year.
Oh, I've fucking finished it, mate. Don't worry. I'm done.
All right. Well, let's crack on because I want to hear about. Oh, do I? No spoilers. I'm going to play it this weekend. Anyway, he said definition of a throwaway movie, but thoroughly enjoyable. Thank you, Arnie. Appreciate it. Pilch appreciates that anyway, for sure. Jay, I guess this is Joystick Jay. Do you prefer? Yeah, it is because I saw this on Discord. Where's Joysticks and Chill? I didn't see an episode drop this week. That's the silence we're used to.
Done one this year.
It's your lot. Jay says, do you prefer spending your money on items or experiences? And what are the best items and or experiences you have ever bought? I can start with this because I will say probably one of the best items and or experiences I ever bought was my motorbike. You cannot believe the smile I had on my face, and so it's a bit of both there. So I don't think you can't always separate the two. Next.
Best thing I ever bought was when I was 20, and I bought a ticket to South Korea, and I was like, I'm just going away, and I did for 11 months
On your own?
So on my own, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just like, I was like, I bought a house, sold it in a year and a half, and I made 30 grand. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Good for you.
So that was the best experience. So that was the best purchase. It was a Jack
The house.
McGovern. No, the actual purchase was of the ticket, and then I sold, and then quit my job, and then just went. So yeah, and that was the best experience. So, but that was mine.
Next, Pilch.
I do like my cars and my bikes. I do get enjoyment out of them. Best experience. Oh well, actually, yeah. We went sledding, dog sledding, huskies.
Oh,
That was
did
probably the
you? My
best
wife
thing
is
that was-
dying to do that.
That was just magical.
Well, you got the
Mm.
snow, Fraser. You got
Yeah.
Samsung. Just
No,
It's
I'll
fucking
tell you
do it yourself.
honestly. I'll tell you no word of a lie. I have looked into it, and obviously, it's not something we can do right now with the restrictions and all that. But I have looked into it because my wife really wants to do it.
Yeah, we was out for about 3 or 4 hours. Just a team of, I think there was 6 dogs, and we was all in the sled, I suppose it is sled.
Dog
I
sled.
was
Yeah.
on the back doing
Were you
the
mushing?
controlling. Yeah, yeah. It's just brilliant.
It was mushing
Best,
normally.
literally the best thing I've ever done. Just magical,
Mm,
brilliant it was.
nice.
Mm,
Neil?
Don't think
Well-
I've got any pictures here.
I like to buy lots of beer. That's led to some quite good experiences in my life. Not that many of them I can actually remember, but
True that. True that.
but seriously, I do like to buy things, but I don't know. I don't feel like I like. That's not what enriches your life, is it? Items, is it? Like things you remember aren't like, oh, that fucking great TV I had when I was like 17. But I guess experience-wise, things that I've actually paid money for, or well, maybe someone else has paid money for, going and driving fast cars around Silverstone was pretty fucking good. I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work.
So I got to drive. I've been through 3 times to Silverstone. I don't know if I've talked about this many times, like a long time ago, but I drove. First thing I did was go and do like a Lotus Exige day, and you go out a few times and they teach you how to drive fast around the track, and that was really fucking good. And next time I went and drove a Ferrari, which was not as good as driving the Lotus, because they teach you how to not crash the Ferrari rather than drive it really fast.
I did a Ferrari drive, and they were too they were too mothery about it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really enjoy it that much. But for all the effort put in to get to the Ferrari and drive it and basically be told,
Yeah, because
to-
had to drive. I think I had to drive a Lotus the day I went to drive the Ferrari, so to prove that I could go around the track without crashing, and then they let me drive the Ferrari, and it was a bit like, yeah, it's a big fucking car, and I don't know, it wasn't as much fun as driving the Lotus, which was pure. It was just a fucking 4 wheels, a
Go-kart,
steering
man.
wheel,
It's
and an
getting on a
engine.
go-kart.
It was just like fucking really loud. I had no fucking. It was really uncomfortable, and it was really good fun. And then the last time I went was probably the best thing I ever did, was drive a Fiesta rally car in the dirt, and that was fucking like nothing else I've ever done. That was quality.
Nice.
And that wasn't like, I don't know, it was like £100 or whatever to drive. It's only a Fiesta, but like it's a Fiesta with a 450 horsepower engine in it. So, and like no seats or whatever, and it's just you and one other guy telling you how to handbrake turn around fucking corners. It's great. So,
I think that's something that I'd like to do. I'd like to do like off road.
of all the things, of all the driving experiences you can do, I thoroughly recommend you go and do the rallying, because it's like you can drive your normal shit car fast-ish, and it doesn't feel that much different. When you go on a racetrack, there's like nothing else there. The track's fucking massively wide. It's not like driving on a normal track. It's not like driving on the road, but you don't feel like you're going that quick unless you're driving a
There's
really
no
fucking quick
bumps
car.
either.
Yeah,
So
But-
smooth.
like driving a rally car on like gravel and like going through massive fucking puddles and shit like that really fast. Like it feels really fucking fast, even though you're probably not going that fast. So that's definitely the one to go for, in my opinion.
Nice. Okay, well, let's move on to what we've. Anyone else got anything to add to that, or are we good to go on? Good. Let's move on to what we've been doing. Let's just go in order here. Neil, you're up first.
Okay, so we were talking about movies. My wife and I have made a list, or started to make a list, and the list grows. And one of the things that was on the list was a film called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and I don't even know how it ended up on the list. I think it was just a really highly rated film that we went and we looked for highly rated movies, and it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it. I'd never really heard of it. I had no idea what we were going into.
Isn't Jeremy Piven in that?
Who's Jeremy Piven? I don't know who that is. It's got Val Kilmer in, so it's another Val Kilmer film. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, it's Val Kilmer again, like random. It's really fucking good. It's really weird. It's a bit off the wall, but because he's like narrating the whole story through, and it's got a bit of that like record scratch freeze frame shit sort of stuff going on through that thing. But it's quite funny. It's really funny. I thought completely bonkers, but yeah, I totally recommend Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Okay.
That's probably a film that not many people have actually heard of, maybe, but or maybe they have.
I've seen it a long time ago, but I'm obviously remembering it incorrectly. I'm getting it confused with something else. But,
A long
I've
kiss,
been-
good night.
I've heard of it.
Sorry, say again, Dave?
No, I've definitely heard of it, but I've never seen it or seen it advertised anywhere. I didn't
No.
see it in the cinemas.
I can't remember if it was on Sky or whether we watched it on Amazon, but yeah, I thought it was excellent, really funny, really like, but weirdly funny, like.
Is it like a black comedy style?
Pretty much.
No.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go into details, but you should watch it anyway. So it's good. It was 5-star rated on Sky, I think, or whatever we're looking at.
Cool.
And sometimes those ratings are bollocks, but yeah, that was pretty good. And yeah, obviously I've talked through my tooth problems already, so I'm not going to go on about that again.
Okay, that's all that's on your list. Is that it then?
Yep.
I'll just give a nod on my list to the weather this week. Thank you very much. I think it was Sunday. No, was it Sunday night or Monday night? I can't remember now. Well, we got overnight 40 centimeters of snow in one hit, which I think is the most I think someone said it's the most they've seen since like the 70s or something like that in one go around here. Anyway, it was proper.
That's a lot.
It's like a lot of snow.
Dig yourself out of your house.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't even. Well, yeah, I mean you can get out, but like as soon as you go out, you're you can't walk anywhere in it. You've got to start shoveling, and I mean the whole day everyone was just. That's it. Everything's closed. Pretty much. There's not many people getting to places. A day or so later, everything's back to normal. We've still got tons of snow hanging around. Now we've had a lot of cold weather. So I like to give a shout out to the Canadian weather again for the minus. I think it was minus 22 today, and yeah, I mean
you can't complain. You chose to live there.
I'm not complaining. I mean it is brutal sometimes. Then again, sometimes as well, it can be like minus 22, an absolutely gorgeous blue sunny day, and I don't know. It's proper weather.
It's been fucking minus 3 over here. What are you talking about?
I'm not complaining. But yeah, some real weather this week. I know you guys were. I think one of your final sentences was, "We've covered his table saw. He doesn't need to talk about it again." If I remember how that was said. I did buy a table saw. That's it.
Have you used it?
No, I haven't used it. It's minus 22 outside. I'm not going to fucking use my table saw.
You don't have to take your table outdoors, do you?
Well, it's in my garage, but I can't work in the garage right now. It's too cold. So I could.
Bring it inside. Bring it in the basement.
I'm not taking my table saw. I'm not. No. It's too messy.
But it switches on and spins.
I don't know, actually. You know what? I haven't switched it on yet. I haven't even seen it working. I just got it off the guy and took it home. So,
good luck with that.
Hopefully that'll be all right.
Keep an eye on your fingers.
I will be treating the table saw with a lot of respect, believe me. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting. I have got projects lined up.
You got an idea what you're going to use it for then?
Well, I have a. I want to build a rack system for a load of stereo components, and I want to build some.
You're not going to build some speakers,
stands.
are you?
I'm going to build some speaker stands for my desk, and then it's just generally having the table saw is just going to be useful for a lot of stuff. Before I was having to clamp wood down and use a circular saw, and it was just a pain in the ass. So I've wanted one for quite a long time.
You know what is a pain in the ass? Finding somewhere to keep all this shit.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll clear some space out. I'll find some space. I built massive shelving units all in my garage.
Oh, with your
already
table saw?
around the top. I have space, so it's all
You
good.
use your table saw to build something to keep your table saw.
I'm going to build my table. I'm going to use the table saw to make a table.
Well, that's what it's for, obviously.
Actually, the first thing it will be cutting up is an old table, apparently. So, anyway, that's my table saw. I'm looking forward to using it. I'll report back when I actually get it fired up and something cut. And hopefully it's not me.
Yeah.
And then I also had on my list Virtua Fighter. The reason I
Yeah,
had this...
We was thinking
We didn't
it
know
was
anything
like
about
an
this.
cabinet or
No, what this was I was at the charity shop hunting for music in the CD section, and I found a copy of a Sega Dreamcast Virtua Fighter 3T, I think it was, or something like that, called pristine condition disc in box with all the inserts and everything. And I was like,
You have
oh,
a
okay.
manual.
Well, had a manual in there and everything. Yeah. CDs are $2. I went up to the thing. I went, yep. I'll just take this, please. And I flipped it on eBay for $60. So
I was gonna say, yeah, it's gonna be
Nice.
worth a lot with everything with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
It
it was
wasn't sealed,
And you
was it?
took the rest of the money back to the charity shop and said, "There you go."
Yeah.
Of
To a
course
good
I did.
cause.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Actually,
bought some more stuff from the charity shop with the 60 that he made.
it'll go back to the charity shop somehow. Not
Yeah,
yeah. In the form of
Dreamcast.
purchases from the charity shop.
Yeah, Dreamcast and GameCube games are actually in really good nick. Go for a lot. There's a lot of people going back to that old stuff.
Yeah.
And building collections. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
No,
And
no,
like the thing is I just threw it up on eBay and it was on there for months, right? I just knew roughly where about the price I wanted it. It wasn't so high to put anyone off. It wasn't so low that it was priced,
What'd you put it on for, like 20?
No, I put it on just a buy it now price of $50 or whatever it was,
Oh,
50
okay.
or $60.
Okay.
And just left it up there, right? So sooner or later someone just bought it, which is fine. If it sat up there for 3 months and nothing happened, drop it down by $10. I wasn't in a hurry. There's no panic. So eBay took its pound of flesh. So did the I actually only charged the guy like $8 for shipping. It ended up costing me 13 because I put it in a bigger box and really packed it
Where
with
the
peanuts.
fuck is that going?
It's going to Quebec, I think. He was in Quebec.
Crikey.
Plus, it was.
You send it like
it's
next
not
day
cheap.
delivery or
No,
something?
no, don't make no mistake. And honestly, as someone who left the UK and came to Canada, learn to love your Royal Mail seriously, because it's
Fucking that won't be around much longer, will it?
As in the words of whoever it was, whatever, you don't miss it till it's gone. Whatever that fucking song was.
Joni Mitchell, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Also, speaking of which, dentist. I mean, he has screwed me for like nearly 60 quid this week. But that probably would have cost me. Probably would have cost a fucking load more money if I actually had to pay for it properly. On the emergency appointments, 2 emergency appointments in a week. That would probably cost me a good few hundred somewhere else.
Oh yeah, and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Don't stop there, mate.
Yeah. So yeah.
My wife.
I'm still waiting.
Shout out to the
I've
NHS.
got a wad of paperwork here. NHS. I've got a wad of paperwork here. Still waiting for the insurance company to pay up on all the work I had done last year. £607 that they're quibbling over at the moment
Oh yeah.
for my dentistry.
What, dental? Jeez.
Well, you insured your teeth.
It's got a bit. No, we've got medical insurance. Did they not have any table saws at the charity shop?
No, you don't tend to get big ticket, big sort of stuff like that. And anyway, a table saw is sort of something
you only buy on Facebook Marketplace.
That's the underground man-to-man network, isn't it? Right? Table saws and things like that.
Or the jilted ex-wife.
Where the bloke knows, yeah, I got a table saw, I'm gonna get rid of it. Right? I'm not.
You get a really good price for the jilted ex-wife.
What's the post that you put up? The photo of the one. Is it Big Saw or something like that?
Cutting tool or something, wasn't it?
Cutting like.
Cut machine.
Cut machine.
Some guy had a circular saw, but the title was cut machine.
So what's that then? Is that not a table saw then? What's a fucking
It's a
table
circular
saw?
saw.
Table saw is one of the things with
I
a
think
great
you
big
missed.
hinge that you pulled out.
You just missed the N out. That's all.
No, table saw is imagine a big table and the saw is sticking out.
So
out
the
of
the saw
table.
blade just spins and you push the wood through it.
Yep.
Oh, you
Or have
definitely
you
want to watch
tried
And
the
then
to
fucking
you
see if the
fingers
slip.
on there.
safety thing works?
Then you slip, get your wrist fucking chopped
Yeah.
off.
Oh, you could
Oh my
be
God,
what's
I
his
tell
name
you,
from
I'm-
Resident Evil 7 and 8? Ethan fucking
No,
whatever his face
they've
is.
got cut-offs now, haven't they? You put your hand on it. It
Cut off your
stops.
hand.
Try it out, Fraser.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. They do have those. I can't remember, saw stops or whatever they're called. I've seen one in
It says
action.
hold your
actually.
hand. That
I
definitely
saw.
stops it.
We went to a shop and the guy was demonstrating it, and he had the table saw going, and he got the Frankfurter, and he put it up to the saw, and the whole thing just goes bang really loud, and just like basically
Yeah, it
stops.
completely
Yeah.
like messes up the whole blade.
Oh, you
and
have to. Yeah,
have
you
to
got to.
replace everything, but
Yeah.
you still got your fingers.
But you
But
still
yeah,
got your finger.
you can put your cock in it then. Is that what you're saying? Or you won't cut your cock off.
You could definitely, yeah. If as long as you, I would suggest you go slowly with your penis up to the blade. But if
Yeah.
you, soon as it
I would just
detected a
whack
little
it
bit
on
of, you may or may not have foreskin that it would detect. But as soon as it got that capacitive resistance of your member, it would. God, you hope it would. It would
It's making me
activate.
actually like.
Well,
I don't think I've
you
actually
might
got any
just
cock
think you're-
left. Just thinking about it.
It might just think you're cutting a tree trunk and carry on, though, mightn't it? That's the trouble.
Yeah, don't do it with a semi on it. Just don't know.
A semi. Mate, if I'm going to put it on there to go through the tail, it's going 100% wood. All the way. You're either in for a penny or in for a pound, right? I'm putting the 4-inch diamond cutter on that table and we're going for it.
4 inches.
All right. 3.
Don't exaggerate.
It used to be 4, not anymore. The safety cutout didn't work.
Oh, I've done this once before, love, honest. Used to be it. Moving
Not
on.
the first time I took the tip off.
Pilch, you're next.
I haven't got anything. Next door's having a new patio. I'm trying to wangle some of their old slabs because every single house has it's a newish estate, and every single house has got all the same slabs. So they've just pulled up 120 slabs that match my slabs. So
What do you
I'm
want the
now
slabs
under-
for?
Well, I've
Or do you want
already
spare slabs?
I've already made my patio bigger and done a path and some steps and other bits and pieces, which I've bought the slabs for. But I fancy just making another little area, and rather than spend £7 a slab, he's got 120 sitting in front of his garage at the moment. So I'm trying to wangle a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't you
He was
just
just
like,
going to chuck them in
robbed a
this.
few while he's instead of him having to get rid of them?
Well,
You know what's coming,
said
don't
he
you?
was
It's
just-
like Pilch, mate. You can have them. You can have them all. Well, I only
You've
want
got to get rid of
7.
the ones I don't want then.
No.
I've-
You're not taking just
I've-
7.
I would probably take. I've literally just got to move him from his garage to mine, so it's not the end of the world.
Just take them.
But
What? Literally just
I
go
was.
around.
You could sell him
Well,
today for
he
his
was-
base, for his shed.
His base.
He was
Dave's
going to
building a
chuck them.
base.
He just said he was going to chuck them in the skip or get the landscapers to just get shot of them. And I said, look, there's 300 houses on this flipping new estate. Everybody's got the same slabs. Anyone who wants to do a little bit of work or a little bit of extent, because they only give you the bare minimum of patio and path.
Just to step out the
I
back
said,
door.
yeah, I said literally nearly every single fucking house has got the same slabs. Just stick them on. There must be some.
How come he's got 120 then? If everyone else has only got about 10.
Well, it's the path down the side and then round to the garage and then a little patio bit. So
So what you've done is you've shot yourself in the foot there. You could have just said, "Oh yeah, I'll I'm getting a skip. I'll take them off you. I'll put
No,
them in there.
because
and then
he
sell 'em.
said
All
he
Dave's
said, well, I was
ideas,
gonna,
all Dave's ideas involve stealing them or whatever. All Dave's ideas involve something that results in the neighbor never speaking to you again.
Perfect.
but so I mean, he just said when they're finished, they're all sat there. Just come and take your pick, and I'll get rid of what's left. So like I said, they're £7 a slab. If I went and bought some, which I have bought, I think I bought 200 of them the last time I bought some. But it's just, I like laying slabs.
Apparently so.
Yeah. So yeah. So I've been trying to wangle them. I don't think I've done. I can't think of anything that I've done anything special. I will mention the football. Watched Leicester Tottenham on Wednesday night, and I was going through the usual emotions of being a Spurs supporter, and we was all over them, had ridiculous amount of chances, and then Leicester go and fucking score, and then we managed to pull one back, and then Leicester score again, and I'm thinking, oh well, here we go, typical old Spurs. And then in the 95th minute, we equalised, and while I was running around the garden shouting, we scored again and won the game. Apparently, that is the latest. The latest point in a game where a team has come back from losing to winning.
Yeah, it
Well,
must be.
yeah, the game should have
Because it
finished.
was
It's a
because it was the
9-minute.
we scored in the 95th and the 96th minute to win the game,
Yeah.
which was
I
absolutely mental.
I went pretty
Leicester,
mental
all they
watching my
had to
team.
fucking do, all Leicester had to do was after we'd equalised, it was way past the time. They just had to take the
But did they
centre
walk off?
kick.
And game's done. Finished.
They passed it to
No,
Spurs
well,
basically straight
yeah,
away.
they literally took the kick off, gave it straight back to Tottenham. So we scored 2 goals in 80 seconds.
Nice.
All I had to do was hoof it up the pitch, and the ref would have blown the whistle.
What cup
Yeah.
was that in? Was that a cup
It's
game?
the league game.
No, it's a league game.
Oh, that was a
So
league game.
now we're 9 points behind Chelsea, who are third.
Yeah, we're on free fall.
But we've now got 4 games in
You
hand.
can get to third if you win all your games in hand, and Liverpool win their games in hand. You'll be level with Liverpool, I think, if they don't play their extra game. Something like that. Which is mental, because I thought Spurs were miles behind.
Which is mental, because we haven't lost since Conte took over.
Yeah, it's
9
just Man
games
City
now.
are fucking miles ahead of everyone else, unfortunately.
Yeah, so no one's been really paying too much attention about what's going on. Poor old West Ham are in free fall, which is disappointing. Disappointing to see.
It's a stinky poo must be kicking himself. It's ever since he made that fucking prediction, it's gone well bad for the West Ham.
I'm watching a lot of hockey on at the moment.
Can we just talk about Luton? While we're talking about football,
go on.
Because they were on Sky.
Is that
on
your
lunchtime.
actual team then?
That is my team, and like at Saturday lunchtime, there was a choice. You could have watched Man City Chelsea, which was shit, obviously, or you could have watched on Sky Luton Town versus Bournemouth, and Bournemouth were top of the league at the time we played, and we went 2-0 up in the first half, played fucking great, and then they got it back to 2-2 in the second half, and it was oh well, there we go, 2-2 against the top of the league, not too bad. And then in the 97th minute, we went and fucking won. And I was going absolutely fucking bananas. It was great. Because normally when we're on telly, we play shit. So, hey?
The Hatters, are they called?
The Hatters, yes. Because they used to make a lot of hats in the town. Not so much anymore.
Really?
Not anymore.
No, the hat industry in Luton's not bustling?
I'm not sure anymore. No, I don't think so.
No.
What sort of hat did they
They used to make a lot of cars there as well, but they stopped doing that as well.
What
They
what
made
Coach said.
vans.
What would have been a signature hat from Luton?
A boater, I believe, is the hat.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, shit.
Shouldn't it be something with a bit of dignity?
No, it's probably shit.
Dave,
But
what
yeah.
you got
So
for
they
us?
haven't. Go on. Oh yeah.
Sorry, Poach, you want to talk about hats a bit more?
Oh, I was going to talk about
Have you not
hats
got
a
a
bit
Bosa
more,
hat?
yeah.
You can talk about hats.
Well,
It's
they
good.
straw hats.
Yes, Bosa hats
or-
are straw hats. Yeah, that's the sort of
yeah, so
classic Bosa.
where did they get the straw from for these
I don't know.
hats?
I don't
then?
fucking know.
Well,
Most of the hats you see nowadays are woolly hats because it's cold. You don't see
Not in the
too many
summer,
people
ain't.
wearing Boater hats, do you?
I don't think
Only
it's a boater.
Harry
I
the
don't think
Hatter.
I don't think it's a boater hat, though, is it? It's just a boater.
Oh, whatever. I don't fucking know. You're the expert, obviously.
Oh, no. Oh,
Have
ooh.
you not got one?
Oh, sorry. Did we offend you?
I don't really. I'm not a hat person. I don't have a hat.
You don't say.
Oh my
Your
God.
hat
How can
knowledge,
you
your
not?
hat game is weak, old
It
man.
is because I don't really own hats. Sorry. Like, what makes you
Do
wear a
they
hat?
not throw hat?
What, like
Well,
when
if you've got
what
not a lot
makes you
of
wake
hair
up one morning
first
going,
of
I'm
all.
going to start wearing a hat? I don't understand. I've never really got with that. Like baseball caps, I kind of understand because it's just like
I
you wear
always,
them when you've got can't be asked to do your hair. But like proper hat person, like sides,
I always
I'm
wear a
going to
hat.
always wear a hat. I'm like, okay, what made you do that? What made you make that decision to wear a hat all the time? I don't know.
I wear a hat.
I only wear hats
I've got
based on weather.
I've got flat
Yeah, woolly
cap,
hats for
got a
cold.
nice.
That's it.
No, summer I'll wear a baseball cap if it's really hot in the summer.
Does that
Yeah,
make your head
because his
sweat?
head. No,
It stops you getting
his head
burned.
gets.
Oh, because you're bald.
Yeah. Well, most people have hair to stop you getting burnt.
Stop your face getting burned too,
Sun cream. That's what they call it.
I guess.
I've always got a hat, me. I don't go out without a hat. I wear a hat all the time. Got flat caps. Got caps. Got hats.
Dutch caps.
Bobble hats. I haven't got a Dutch cap. No,
You have a boater?
I haven't got a boater. I
No
should
one has a
invest in
fucking
boater,
boater,
shouldn't
do they?
Well, then we can understand
It's
why the
about
hat.
time
I think we're starting to figure out the problem with the hat industry in Luton now, aren't we?
It's about time we revived the boater, then, isn't it? I think
Or get Luton to switch to
time
baseball caps.
They
this
probably
time next
I
week.
might have a few more fans wearing baseball
And they'd
caps.
have to call them the cappers. And that ain't quite as good, is it? They call them
Pack
the
cappers, bang bang, cappers, shooting people down.
All right.
There's a lot of that in Luton, is there? Drive-by shooting.
More than there is in
Luton.
Leighton Buzzard.
Dave, save us.
It's a bit old news, really. But actually, nothing's really happened in the last week. I bought a log cabin to put in the garden. Oh, look what Fraser's in. Is that
Did
cheesy
you not
bastard?
talk about this last week? Log cabin.
No, Fraser wasn't here, so we didn't talk about it. I bought a 5 meter.
He's not really here now, is he? Look.
No, he's not concentrating.
It's not all there, that's for sure.
He yeah, it's a 5 meter by 3 meter cabin to go in the garden. Fully insulated. I'm gonna have it as my sort of.
How big is your garden?
You asked him this last week.
Did I? I was drunk.
Yeah.
It will fit in
It's a
it.
decent size, he said last week.
But is there going to be
5
any
by 3
garden left?
meters is a good size. That's quite a long. Yeah, 5
Yeah.
meters.
I'd be happy
It's
with
a good
5 by
sized
3.
bedroom, right?
Do you need any of them? Do you need any of them planks shortening a bit? Because we know a man that could do that.
Might take a
Well,
while.
So I've got to lay a foundation, and we're doing it in decking and not concrete.
Not slabs, no.
Not slabs, no. We're doing it in decking.
I've got some slabs you can have.
Yeah, £7 a pot. Only that where I live, it's impossible to get a concrete lorry up, and we've got a massive hill. Well, I say massive. It's a steep hill.
So why don't you do you have to have it poured like that, or can you not mix it and pour it?
just
Hill-
getting the stuff up?
Hang on.
Can't
You just mix it yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly, phrase.
Well, he's got to put the concrete in his car then, or something.
Do before they had concrete trucks. I mean,
He's got to put it in his car. What are you on about? He's got to put it in his car.
So the space that it is, it would be.
Hang on, whoa, wait a minute. What's Neil, what do you mean he's got to put it in his car?
Well, he's got to get
Pilch.
the stuff somewhere. Like,
Pilch,
if
you're
the
on this, I'm gonna
lorries are
just mute
struggling
while
to
I
get
eat,
up to
but-
his house, then how's he going to get
It's
there
not
in his
gonna-
car?
It's not going to be pre-mixed. He hasn't got to pour it into his fucking car and drive it
No,
up
but
there.
like,
He'll
it still
carry
weighs
in
a lot.
bags.
It weighs a lot, doesn't it? Concrete, even if it's powder.
God.
So
Oh my God! How did this country get built?
Not
Not by
not
people like you.
not in
lot.
Northampton,
Oh,
apparently.
I don't know.
Can
he
you
might
just
have
imagine it? Oh, should we
Oh.
build the M25? Well, that powder done halfway a bit.
Well, they're
Yeah.
fucking lorries for that.
He's
So,
it's-
instead of concrete,
They didn't fucking take it all there in a Fiesta, did they?
maybe it's time to get upgrade from the Fiesta.
well, there's gonna be
Anyway, you put that. What do you mean? Anyway, you could pop a couple of bags in a Fiesta, no worries.
yes. Well, we're putting 20 bags of postcrete that we mix ourselves, and we're doing
That ain't going to fit in the Fiesta in one trip.
not in one trip. No,
Not on one trip, no.
no. So we're having that delivered down the road, and then we're having to ferry it up.
What, in a wheelbarrow?
No, in
Can't
the
you-
car. I'm not
Can't
wheelbarrowing
you
it.
get them? Can't you get them to put it
What
in the
the
gondola?
fuck? How can a
and then
lorry
let 'em
not
bring it
take
up to
like
the top of the
deliver to your
mountain?
house?
It's like a 16 or 17 degree private drive that's 2.5 meters wide. So you
Do you
couldn't.
live in Snowdonia?
No, we live up a private drive of that is not. It, we've tried to get the council to adopt the road, but they won't because it's
The fuckers.
too steep.
Is your
Too
next door
steep.
neighbour?
Why
Sherpa
did they
Tempe?
fucking build houses there if it's too steep for anything to get there? How did they build a fucking house there?
When they built them, they built
And
them
a fleet of
Airlifted
Fiestas?
everything in by helicopter.
they built them from the other side because we're quite close to a road that's
Oh, they built them from the other side of the hill.
yeah,
Okay.
and then
Which is flat.
fenced off around it, which is flat
Yeah.
or flatter, and then fenced
So
off
you live
around
on the edge of a cliff, basically.
it, pretty much. We'll never get flooded, which is good. But yeah,
Good.
it's
Small
if
mercies.
it's or if there's
Mate, you live in England. Never say you'll never get flooded.
um
You're a couple of icebergs away from losing that island.
So is your garden level?
the part that we're putting it on will be level this weekend. Yeah, we're even
How many bags? How many bags of this stuff?
of postcrete that we're
Yeah.
doing for the post. 20 bags. So there's going to be 40 support.
So
pillars.
postcrete sounds like the sort of stuff you're supposed to put fence posts in.
It's-
That's exactly
it's-
what it is.
It's like you mix it up and it's.
So
like
are you
as good.
making like a flat area out of this postcrete, or are you just putting like bits
We're making a
with
decking
like
area
and like
like
a
that.
elevated, like you can have like an insulated floor in?
Yeah, so we're doing a level like about that high off the floor, decking, and then we're insulating that, sealing it, and then we're putting the cabin on top of that, which is fully
So
insulated.
what are you making the ladder out of to get up to that?
We're building some decking steps up to it because
Okay.
the garden isn't even, but on the part that we're doing it on is, and then we're putting some steps up to it, so over about 2 meters. Yeah, it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, and I'm going to be doing some photos and probably some videos and stuff of when it actually goes in. But this neatly ties into the next thing I was going to talk about, is that I was supposed to have a Sparky come around this week and quote me up a price and look over the job, because obviously it needs to be fully electric and networked and
But he
all
forgot his crampons and couldn't get up the hill.
It just, I arranged it last week, like before last week. It's like, yeah, come on Tuesday, we'll have a look around and I'll, sort you out a price. And I think because the electrics are quite odd in this place, so I'm suspecting the actual fuse box will need to be updated, and then any fuse will need to be put in, and the proper power will need to be wired across and dug in, and
Just run an extension cord. You can do that.
Yeah.
yeah, like a
Plug in your PC or your electric 3-bar heater. I don't see any issues with all this.
So
We've got electric in the garage.
I do have electric in the garage, but it's not going to be connected to the garage. I've worked out that I will need about 10 kilowatt hour. So what's that about?
A 20 amp service is what you want getting in there.
20?
Big
Yeah,
old.
sure. Then you can put an oven in too.
50,
So I'm
mate.
gonna have.
50, isn't it?
I'm gonna have.
I have
I'm
no
gonna have
idea.
2 1.5 watt heaters, 2 or 3
Electric
compute-
heaters?
Yes.
Fucking
I'm not-
hell. Are you
I'm not-
trying to
I'm
kill
not
the
gonna-
planet, Dave?
Well, I'm not gonna run the central heating through the garden.
You're not getting a heat pump?
Yeah, I was just about to say heat pump, mate. Come on.
Yeah, heat pump.
Yeah, you need about an acre of that to actually work properly.
What? No, you don't.
Oh,
Just go
ground,
put it.
ground heat
Get a
pump.
get a. You know what you want to do is you want to put a ductless split in, mate. And it does both. It'll do a heat pump ductless
A
split,
what?
and it'll give you air conditioning in that during the summer, and it'll give you heat when it's cold.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Right?
Yeah,
You're
Fraser's
definitely going to want
one-
aircon in the summer because that place is going to be like a fucking oven.
No,
Yeah.
not with the insulation.
Mm-hmm.
I have insulation in my house and it still gets to about fucking 38 degrees in my house
Okay,
in summer.
we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see, and then when you get your killer summer that's coming, don't forget. Don't forget, as the water's rising because it's getting hotter, mate. You're gonna want that AC in there. Get a ductless split now.
Yeah, just
I'm
add
I hope you can
add
have-
to the pollution.
I hope you're going to have proper soundproofing as well, because you won't be able to podcast in there in the summer with them kids, them fucking wankers next door screaming and shouting in the back garden.
No. The idea is that it's 62 mil of insulation in the walls, ceiling.
You ain't getting no
floor.
fucking Wi-Fi in there, are you?
Well, I'm gonna run a Cat 6 cable from my house.
Well, the Sparky was.
And then run put a Wi-Fi. I've got a mesh network.
Yeah, why don't you just get an extra phone line put in?
Yeah, why in there? Don't mess about. Do it proper.
Oh, mate, look, you're gonna get the oven in there. Get the air conditioning. Extra phone line, all that sort of stuff.
I
Then you put the
almost
bed in. Once you've got the
almost
bed in, you're done.
Almost contemplated putting a toilet in, but then it actually worked out that I'd have to have like a
Baron
tank
von
unit.
Blair. Baron von Blair says, yeah, and a table saw.
And a table saw, yeah.
So the idea is that you're going to have like a 2-meter desk with a couple of computers under my computer, my work computer, the missus' work computer, and then I'm going.
Man, you getting back to work
Oh,
now?
hang on.
Wasn't this supposed to separate the pair of you?
No, this is for work and play.
So you're not doing that garage thing anymore, is that right?
So no, the garage thing's out of the way because we got the report back and that I couldn't get a staircase outside of the building. So, which means I'd have to put it in the building, it was not going to be. It would basically lose most of the space that we wanted.
Is it not your garage that floods? Which one of you two's got a garage?
It doesn't flood. It just does have wet moisture issues.
Mhm.
I basically need to dig a trench out the front and make sure the rain.
You literally just told us that you live on the top of a hill and there's no way you'd ever get a flood.
No, it doesn't
But
flood.
your garage floods.
It's
Fills of water. You have to bucket it out.
Well, it's because of the uneven garden in that the actual soil is above the.
This is why the lorries can't get up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's about a 6-foot difference between the top.
This
of the
is
garden.
why doves cry.
So, yeah, but yeah, I just need to dig a trench, along the outside of my garage and route all that water out.
Could come in handy.
Have you
Yeah,
tried
when
one
we
of
start
them-
World
have
War
you ever
Three.
thought about? Have you ever thought about getting one of them airboats? Forgetting about. Perhaps you can bring the
Hovercraft,
concrete
you
up
mean?
on one of them. Yeah, no, the airboats, the ones that run.
An
on
airboat?
water.
What the fuck is an airboat?
Oh, come
Is that a
on.
plane? Is that called a plane in normal
Neil.
people's language?
That stopped me in my tracks. What is an airboat?
Oh, are you fucking taking the piss?
Do you
Are
mean like
you
the swamp
fucking
boat?
taking the piss? What's an airboat?
Do you mean the
Have you
swamp
never
boat?
seen the airboats? The things with a big fan on the back.
Airship.
Hovercraft.
Go out like that.
That's a
It's
fucking
not a
hovercraft.
It's in the water. It's in the water.
Hovercrafts are in the
Have you
water.
never seen?
What?
Have you never
Are
seen?
you talking about the things in the
alligator?
Florida Everglades?
Yes, the boats.
They're
with the
not
big
called
air
fucking
fans, the
airboats, are
airboat.
they?
What the fuck is it called then?
The fan
The
ship.
swamp boat.
The fan ship. Fuck me. It's an airboat.
I don't know
I'm
what the
gonna look
fuck they're
up.
called. They're not called airboats.
That's true.
Airboat.
knows?
Oh,
I'll just
actually,
Google it.
you know what? Airboat
Yeah.
is what comes up. Oh dear. Yeah.
I
Sorry,
thought,
Leo
it's called,
Coach.
I thought it's called a swamp boat, but
Swamp carrier.
Fucking airboat.
Apologies, Pilch. You win.
Well,
Thank you.
everyone's wrong as far as I'm concerned. That's bullshit. They're not called fucking airboats. No one's
So-
a fucking. No one knows what a fucking airboat is when you talk about it. Except I guessed what it was.
so anyway, back to what I was saying is the Sparky let me down.
Oh,
It
is
was
this
supposed-
story
it
still
was-
going
it
on?
was-
Is
it
it?
was- it was- it got
Apparently,
derailed.
at some point, we might
Um,
start talking about video games. I don't know.
But the electrician that I'd asked to come in and give me a quote, just literally didn't turn up.
I have
messaged-
never heard of them doing that. That's phenomenally out of the ordinary.
So I suspect this is what my life's going to be now: is fucking chasing.
Contractors.
Yeah.
So, which contractors have you got? Who's on the radar? Sparky to do the power there. You obviously putting in the foundations yourself, or with your brother, or something like that, right? Or with your family.
I've got somebody coming in and helping with some landscaping.
Oh, okay, then I mean your cabin is like a pack, right? So you'll be putting that up yourself. So that's fine,
That's me. That's me and my dad. Yeah.
right? Yeah, there you go. So it's really just the foundation guys.
Landscaper, who was supposed to come this week also, but he fell off the back of a lorry and cracked a rib.
Of course he did.
So,
You didn't fall for that, did you?
so,
Oh, I would love to have been there, mate, but
so it's like
I'm scared of heights, he said.
I've,
I'm not fucking climbing up that hill.
my airboat's in the yard. Like,
So,
it's...
yeah, so I just said to him, don't bother. Like I said, fine, I'll sort it myself. I was only asking him because I couldn't be asked to do it, but now that you can't do it, I'll do it now. So that's fine. So yeah, I'll do all the landscaping, leveling, everything like that myself, putting the foundations in, and then yeah, this cabin will be 3 weeks, and it's going to come in bits. So I'll get it delivered at the bottom of the road
Oh, for fuck's sake.
because they're not going to be able to get it at the top of the road. So I'm going to have to walk it up
Are you gonna have to walk every individual piece back and forth?
100 and
Oh my God. How far is it from the bottom of the road to your house?
about 25 meters, 30
Oh,
meters.
that's not
Nah,
too
that's
bad.
fucking basically on your drive.
About that.
Yeah, he's making it sound like it's a bit of a faff,
Yeah.
but it's not really going to
It
be.
is a faff, though.
IKEA delivered
not-
me
let's make
some
no
furniture
mistake.
today. They actually brought it into my back room.
Did they really?
It's quite shocking. They managed
Too
to
much
drive their
information.
van to my drive and take everything out of their van and put it in my fucking house. It was quite impressive.
Nice. No, this place is. There's a place I ordered from said they'll deliver it to your house, but if they can't
not
get
yours.
to your house, they'll do it to a maximum of 20 meters from the roadside, but not into your property onto the drive. So I'm gonna get some beers ready, and like when they're
Watch
looking
them.
at how far
And
it
sit
is,
and drink them, yeah.
and then like I'll just put a crate of beer at the top, and sort of say, if you can get it this far,
You can take this
is
beer.
And they said,
Don't
he
drink
said,
Fosters,
well, we'll
it's
just
fucking
wait.
horrible.
They said, we'll just wait 2 minutes because that's going to slide down that hill in a minute.
on the airboat. So
Can't
yeah,
drink and drive, mate.
Yeah, you gotta try and butter those guys up to do that. Everything they do like that will save you hours and hours and hours.
oh
Right?
yeah, massively. Yeah. So I'm gonna
Yeah, for
like
sure.
have a crate of Stella at the top of the road or something.
Yeah, it's the best crate of Stella you'll ever pay money for sure.
So yeah, that's been my week. And so
Oh, mate, how long is this going to be going on for? Because we are going to dine out on this over the next however many months.
what was it now? Late January. So this is going to be 3 weeks, end of February when it actually gets delivered. I'll be building it for another. It's supposed to take 2 days, but I'll be building it for a week. I'd say end of February. I'll be happy.
So end of March then.
Middle of March.
Maybe by
I'll
the
be
end of the summer we'll have electricity there.
yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's the biggest thing. Like everything else, I can do myself.
Setting up
if
the
it's-
internet, that'll be.
You could just plug in an
episode.
extension lead. You can get a long extension cable. Just plug it inside your back room, run it out the house.
Yeah, but I want it done right. I want like.
No, you don't. You just
I
want it done.
No, I want like 12 double sockets all around the room. A couple of.
I reckon you could just, if you just get a 4-way and then another 4-way and another 4-way and another 4-way, you plug one into the other, it's fine.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
yeah.
No, I want it done proper. I want it done like proper set in plug sockets. I want I'm going to put in a little cabinet for where the internet's going to come in and route the cables everywhere I want them. I'm going to have like proper LED lights. I'm going to have I'm going to get it done.
Well, we look forward to hearing about this in January next year.
What you should have done is just built a little bit on top of your garage, mate.
Oh fuck off! Nah, I tried, but it was no the.
How are you not allowed to put a staircase outside of the garage?
Because it's deemed as looking over the next door neighbours.
What? But if you had an upstairs above your garage, that wouldn't be looking over your neighbours.
No, because you wouldn't. I didn't plan.
Because you wouldn't have a window there to look out of the back into your neighbour.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Hang on, you've only got.
You could have just
You've
put
only
a
got a
wall around
motorbike.
it so that they
Why
couldn't
didn't
see
you
into their
put the
neighbours.
stair-
Surely
Why didn't you put the staircase on the inside of the garage?
it would take up too much space.
Too much
It's
space.
only got a motorbike.
Yeah, but then it
and I
probably
can't be,
can't fit a car then, right? Once you take
Well,
away the
it
ability to fit the car in there, you've totally
You can't get the
devalued it.
car up a hill.
the-
The car's down the bottom of the hill.
The
I can't-
partition.
It doesn't fit an airboat.
So the argument was what I was having with them is the partition there is a temporary structure. It's a wooden structure, but temporary, and it partitions the two things. Even though one's from a motorbike and one's an art studio, to put a internal structure of a staircase changes the use of the building to not a garage but a separate building. So it need, and the fact that it's double story, will need planning, and it will need to go through the full planning process. I can't have an outside staircase because even though if it was covered, if it was covered with the garage, like as a permanent structure with brick, I'd need a planning permission because it was a 2-story extension on top of the garage, which would also be. It was just like it was such a massive ball ache. All I wanted was a wooden staircase up to a door.
All he wants is somewhere to just be in peace, just to wank off. Everybody knows this.
And then I would have had my, well, it wouldn't have been 5x3. It would have been 4.5 by 2.5. And it
Bigger
would
in
have
the
been a lot
garden.
more. And so it's just like they said, a single like a structure in the garden that's under 2.5 meters tall and under
2.4. Yeah, can't
and
be
under,
more than 2.4.
and then
Oh, this is Pilch's wheelhouse now.
Yeah.
Watch out.
it was just like, well,
He's off airboats.
I don't need building regs for this, so I'll just go for the bigger, better structure.
It's technically supposed to be a metre away from your fence line as well, but I
if
wouldn't
it's
worry about
if
that.
it's over a size, if it's over 25
Yeah.
square meters, where it's not, it's
Mm,
12 and a half
what's
square meters.
that? 12.5. What's that? It's 17 foot. 17 by 9 foot
In old money.
ish. Yeah. About the same
If I-
size as your garage.
yeah, for a lot less than I was going to be paying for my garage.
Mm.
Perfect. Dave, on behalf of everyone, I'd like to thank you for the content you're about to bring us and have done today.
I'm not looking forward to it. I am. I'm looking forward to the end product, but it's
Mate, you'll enjoy it as long as you're doing it right.
We'll be getting
When
some
you know that
tools
you're
out,
doing it
that's for
yourself.
sure.
Yeah, tools. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to what we've been playing then.
Right. We've been going for 1 hour
We're
and
going-
49 minutes, according to my thing.
Okay.
Correct.
Is this a video game podcast?
Well, we're talking
I don't
about.
know.
Yeah, well, it used to be.
I don't think it was ever exclusively a video game podcast.
Definitely not now, is it?
Yeah.
No. Let's go in reverse order then. Pilch.
Oh, okay. That's put me a bit on the old back foot. Right. I have played. Right. Let's talk about Resident Evil first. Resident Evil 5. I am currently playing because I bought the trilogy thingamajig for £12 a couple of weeks ago.
You were
I
getting
did
told
say
off
I had a
last
quick-
week, weren't you? Is that right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Well, I haven't played with her since, so she can't tell me off this time. I have just got Fraser. You're very well versed in this game, are you not?
I am very well versed in Resident Evil 5.
I have just got. Fuck. I've just killed. Give it away. No, it's gone out of my head. Basically, I think I'm on Act 3, or it's level 3 of Story 3, Chapter 3, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I've just gone through the oil fields.
Okay.
Um,
It's amazing. I think about that game and I'm like, oh yeah, there was that section, or there was that section, or there was that section. There's so many sections which are very different from each other. So did you just finish a big boss? Because I can't remember who's at the end of Act 2.
yes, I have.
Is it
just done a
Wesker?
big boss.
Is Wesker in this game?
Oh no, is it the guy is it? No, Wesker's not in 5. I don't think.
Is he 6? Is he in 6?
Or is he? Somebody. Anyway, there's some guy at the end. I think I can't remember.
Yeah, so it's a huge, great big fella. You have to get on the back of a truck to shoot him.
Oh, I thought he was genius. I mean, it's a very
And then you,
simple fight in terms of what you have to do. You just have to shoot the shit out of him. But the amount of bullets you pump into that guy is just comically bad.
Yeah.
Comically, not bad, but comically.
No, it's bad.
It's just comical. But I love
So,
fighting him. Every time I've done that fight, I've enjoyed it.
Okay, right. Please just let me run and shoot at the same time. It's doing my head in. It's so annoying. You literally cannot get away from anything.
Do
You
they
have to-
ever stop that in this Resident Evil?
Not in any of the ones I've played.
I don't think
I'm
so.
playing it. The last 2 or 3 levels I've played on my own. It works all right with playing it solo because you can choose when there's something, you or Shiva is her name. When you can choose, you can choose whether you do one bit or she does one bit, depending on what it says. Give her a leg up, or she can give you a leg up. So you can choose which bit you want to do. And so you end up going across and holding a door, and then she'll go underneath what you've just unlocked and then open another bit so you can get through to the next bit, and then you both end up together again. I don't know why they put, I suppose because they're trying to keep it puzzly, but I can't see the point in doing sections like that. I've just been through the swamp in an airboat, tying it all in. That was quite.
That's the only reason you knew what the fuck they were, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, because I watch Swamp People. You've never watched Swamp People?
No. I watched
plays
Miami
around, but
Vice
plays
maybe a
around.
few
No, I
times.
haven't,
It's
but I
the only
like your.
last time I saw one of them things was Miami Vice.
Give over.
Right,
They were nice, were they?
when you finished here, get on.
No.
What's it on? Quest or something?
That's the
Swamp
Everglades. That
people.
wouldn't have been in Miami. Are there-
I don't fucking know. I'm making shit up here.
Anyway, back to the game. I am enjoying it. I don't seem. I've worked out that if I give the girl, so I've got a pistol which I've upgraded, and I'm using the machine gun,
Yeah.
and I've given her. So I give her. There's no point in her having a pistol as well because you haven't
No,
got
you
enough
want to give
rounds.
her something decent.
Right, so she's got the shotgun and a magnum and she's got a bolt action rifle. So we're not using each other's ammo. So I've worked out that is because otherwise, if you've got all the ammo, she doesn't do fuck all. She don't shoot anything. So you've got to
But isn't she? She doesn't use your ammo though. If I remember correctly, isn't it worth giving her something like the Magnum because then she'll have unlimited ammo to use it? Because you
no, because she's constantly asking if she's run out of pistol ammo, she doesn't use her pistol.
I can't.
You then have to give her some of your ammo. She doesn't take your ammo. You physically got to give it to her, otherwise she can't
Right.
use a gun.
Maybe it's later after you get infinite. I remember that. I can't remember.
But upgrading the guns does seem to make you can notice the difference. You've only got to do a couple of little upgrades, and I mean, I'm one shot in with a pistol now, and just literally blowing their heads off. It is good. I do like it. The story's quite good. I'm enjoying the game. It doesn't look fantastic, but it's fucking 12, 13 years old, isn't it? I know they they give it an update, but even that was like 5 years ago.
Does it have the briefcase like layout of the inventory thing? So you have to like organize shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get like 9 or 12 slots, and if you have to give her some of your shit, or you have to drop some of your shit to be able to pick other stuff up. You're constantly bearing in
But
mind
is it like
if you've
one of
got
them
3
like
guns.
fucking puzzle, almost like a puzzle game where you have to fucking move things around to make it fit?
No,
It does. If you,
it's
I
not
think
like
it
that.
is if you keep everything. If you're quite sort of
Yeah, no. What he
inventory
means is if you've
savvy.
but he means some things might take 3 slots, or
Oh yeah.
Well, it's
I
like if
understand.
it's like
constantly
3x2 and then like 2x4 and all that
Yeah,
shit.
no, it's just squares.
Right.
But you only get like 9 or 12 squares. But if you've got 3 guns, then you need 3 different slots for the ammo. So that's 6 of your 9 squares have already taken up straight away.
6 of your
And
Earth
then-
squares.
I just can't get over the clunky maneuvering. I just don't like it. I knew when I bought it was going to be the same. It's just too slow.
I think it's worth maybe just persevering. You seem to be enjoying the game. There does I'm pretty sure there does come a point where you just get so used to that's the way it is. It is annoying. I get it. But you get to a point where it's just because the reason I say that is because you want to finish the game, so you should go through and definitely experience the whole game. But then when you play New Game Plus, you still are building up your cash reserves. So then you start to on your about halfway through, I reckon your second playthrough, and I could be wrong. If you're pretty up on collecting all the gems and things like that, and then selling them, and start upgrading your weapons. Once you start to get to the really powerful weapons, that game becomes really fun because you get to go back with a sense of revenge and just kick the shit out of people. Like,
so if I play with you, can you give me? If you give me one of your guns, do I get an upgraded gun? Do I get what you give me, or do I
no, I don't think so. You would have to collect the
upgrade it
money.
myself?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I'd like to get on there and have a game with you. I found my copy of Xbox 360 Resident Evil 5 not upgradable. I can't play on my Xbox One.
It's not backwards compatible.
Nope. So I have to get the Xbox One copy, and I did check around locally in the GameStop and EB Games and stuff, and I've been looking online to see if anybody had a copy, but
Okay.
I didn't see one, and I think I've missed the sale. But I'm gonna. I don't know. I might just buy it on digital to play it because it is fun.
Okay.
And I know the good places
So
I know the places to farm. You can also go back and farm shit tons of money and stuff like that.
You know
right.
what you could do with
Okay.
that?
What we
Yeah.
could
That
do.
money you're about to burn on fucking Resident Evil 5. You know what you could do with that?
If you say inscription, I'm turning this off now. I'm leaving the call.
I wasn't going to say that. You could buy a couple of months worth of Game Pass.
It's definitely one of the 5 is definitely one of the better ones that I've played. I haven't even looked at 6. 4 was horrendous. I'll say now, if you played 4, I literally played 10 minutes of that because that was fucking just horrendous. It was so clunky. And
It's one of the most revered games of all time, isn't it?
what, 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
It's showing its age though.
Hmm.
I think
Just let me.
I think Resident Evil refines Resident Evil 4 in terms of
When they remade
gameplay
Resident Evil
and
2.
a lot of experiences, but that's not to say Resident Evil 4 is a bad game by any stretch of imagination. I think Resident Evil 4 is probably one of the best games I've ever played.
When you played it.
Okay.
Say again?
When you played it. Like, if you used to play it again now, it definitely would not account.
I played it
Would
last
not.
year, didn't I? I think I played through it last
Yeah,
year.
but by a
No,
modern
it wouldn't
game
be as
standards,
a
it's
new
not-
game now.
it's
Of
not-
course, it's an old game, but
Yeah.
I mean, it took me about 5 hours of playing to realise, because it's different with a controller, but I was pressing left stick to run, so moving it forwards to run.
yeah,
And
A,
as
isn't
you're
it?
trying to, yeah, well, I've realised after I played it for about 4 hours that if I just press A, he runs anyway. So I was
And
trying to manoeuvre and run with the same stick.
now,
which
do
was-
you use the quick turnaround, like hold
That
down
is
and
driving
tap?
me. That is driving me fucking insane. That is.
Oh, you want to get
'Cause
that down pat?
I'm always pointing in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean,
have to
but
do
the
something.
more you play, it does become second nature, and then it's not so bad.
It's just
I'm
the
not-
controls are so different to anything else.
I'm not.
now.
Yeah, and even to the point of, I find although I love Gears of War, I find that quite clunky.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
I would say
don't-
that's the same sort of thing.
Yeah, which I've never really got on with it. I like it just to be just fluid.
You want it to play like COD.
But that is the problem. I think I'm just used to just running and gunning. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna carry on with it because I am enjoying it. But not as much as I had hoped. But we'll see. We'll
You just
see.
didn't pay full price.
Didn't pay full. But I'd say I've got for 12 quid. Even if I just play 5, I've got my money's worth. I think anyway. Ain't a huge amount of money, is it?
Wait.
So
So I can't remember which one it is. I remember playing. I think I've played most of these games. There's one that I just remember, a big spiral staircase. I don't know if that's 6 or 5. Towards the end of the game, I think it is. Just running up and down this fucking staircase thing. I don't know.
But it's mixing it up because one minute you're in like an old shanty town, and next minute you're in this swamp area or marshy area, and then you go to this oil rig sort of area. The driving when you're in a machine, there's quite a bit of driving and shooting. There was one where you're in a truck and you have to shoot all the motorbikes and trucks along the road. That's bloody brilliant. It's just when you're actually moving the character, it's not quite as.
Was that like a light gun
But
mini game type of thing?
It's just a section.
No, it's just a normal section where you've just escaped and now they're chasing you along. No, it's all right. It's good. Right, move on to the next one. Right, I'll do Paparazzi next. Just appeared on Game Pass. I don't know if anyone's seen this yet.
I've
hadn't even heard of it.
not bothered. I have read a little bit about
Basically,
it.
You are a puppy with a camera, and you have to take pictures of all the other puppies in the area doing various things. So fetching a stick, take a picture of a puppy in front of the lighthouse, all this sort of shit. You just
Going for a wee.
it's in first person. You just scroll around and take photographs of puppies.
So you're a dog
That's
in
it.
this game, are you? I didn't realise you were a dog.
I think everybody's a dog. You talk to the dogs. There's dogs on it. I haven't seen a human yet. It's fucking shit.
All
It's
right.
absolute. It's garbage.
It sounds like somebody built the game around the name.
Yeah. You can upgrade your camera at some point. Apparently, there's all these different things to do. You have to find out the first few bits was take a picture of a friendly dog. Well, all the puppies are all friendly. They're all wagging their tails and barking and whatever. But then it turns out you have to pet one of the dogs to make it friendly, and then take a photograph of it.
I don't give two shits about this. How long do we think it is before Game Pass? Because, like, obviously, this is not an us game. This is a kids game, right? Maybe the only people, like, if you had tiny kids, you could load this up for your
Yes, if
for your
you've got
tiny
a
kids ready to
if you've got
go.
a 7 or 8 year old girl, she would absolutely fucking love this shit.
Right? Yeah. So how
What
long
was
is
that
it till Game
Nintendogs?
Pass has?
Nintendogs, like this is like similar to that sort of thing, isn't it?
Similar, yeah. But the
Will Game
Nintendogs
Pass have sections at some point, like a kids section or
It's getting big enough
categories?
now, isn't it, to have like sections.
Yeah.
But
Kids
I
accounts
looked at
and things like that.
I still don't know. Game Pass is a bargain. You get the games you get on it that are worth playing are well worth paying the money for. But I think some of the crap that they put on it devalues the whole thing. I think because if you look at they've built out like 6 games this week. Two of them are great. The other 4 are just there just to say, oh look, here's some more games we've brought out. I'd be more than happy to get 2 or 3 the 2 or 3 brilliant games that you get every month,
Right.
and just ditch the rest.
But if
then
you had a
people say, "Oh,
7-year-old
it's
girl, like you say, then this would have value
okay."
for you, right?
Yeah, but there's just so much that indie pixely art type games that they
That doesn't mean
top
they're
down.
not good.
Oh, I thought that would rile up Neil there. I had the same thing with Neil the
So
other day.
that
We
moves
talked
me
about
on
this.
to the next game, Death's Door. I played Death's Door today. Top down. Looks like
Isometric,
it's a free.
maybe.
Yeah, or slightly. I always say 3/4 down.
Bit
It's
Zelda-y.
just a fucking no.
Yes,
It's
it
just
is.
a platformy puzzler
It's good.
crock of shit.
No, it's not.
I don't like it. It's
It's
awful.
fine.
Okay, it was nice to have your Pilch.
I hate it. It's everything I hate about a game. Absolutely hated it. It's awful.
No, it isn't.
What is good about it? I don't understand how this was like almost.
Did you
Game
not
of
like
the Year
Zeldas?
by
No?
this. No,
You didn't? Well, there you go.
didn't like.
Bad taste in games.
Are you winding us up or are you serious?
Oh,
Well,
I
didn't like
hate
Zelda.
it. Absolutely.
I thought you said you finished it.
Zelda,
he's finished playing
Zelda, I don't mind, but this is not Zelda.
Didn't you say you finished Death's Door?
Yes, he's finished playing it. He's not going to play it anymore.
I've finished playing it. I've played it for half an hour.
I thought you said you'd finished it. Oh, okay.
No.
Well, you can't finish this
it's
game in
fucking
2 hours.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't like it? Okay.
You can't finish the first fucking level in 2 hours.
I think that's what you're saying. You're saying you didn't like it?
I hated it. It's fucking horrendous.
Not fucking
Shit.
horrendous. You just don't like it.
It's not my type of game. I don't
There you
think
go.
it's your type of game, Phrase. I think you're going to be very fucking disappointed with this. I'll tell you, you stream it on your Sunday stream, and I'll come on and watch it. And if you play it for more than an hour, I'll be astonished.
We'll see. Okay, we'll see.
One of the best games that came out last year. He's talking shit. There you go.
Okay.
I won't know
It's
till I
free
try
on
it.
Game Pass.
I'm
They've
looking forward
chucked
to
it out
playing
on
it.
Game Pass. It's so good. They've dumped it on Game Pass.
Well, they made a load of money last year, and now it's on Game Pass. They made a load more money, haven't they? So, yeah.
I don't think they've got extra subscriptions just for this. This is just the fodder. Hitman Trilogy was the big game of the week. They've just chucked this to keep people happy.
I'm going to play it again.
You do that. Last game I played, did I mention Ghosts? I finished.
You
Call
want
of
Oh,
Duty.
controversy,
if you
folks.
say that fucking Call of Duty Ghosts is better than Death's Door, you can fuck right off.
Oh, here it comes.
I finished it. Fucking loved it. I don't know what all the negativity was about. Good game.
It was because it was
Not.
just. I think the
It just
problem
wasn't
with
as
COD
good as all the other CODs.
I think the problem with COD Ghosts is it was just people were getting tired by that point. It was starting to drop off. I played Ghosts at the time. I thought it was a big bag of fine.
Wasn't as good as Hardline.
What I did do was play the online. Fuck me, I got straight into a game quicker than I did on Battlefield. And
It's because it works.
it was pretty fucking good. I played about 5 or 6 games. I finished with a plus 1.7 kill death ratio. Bearing in mind these fuckers have been playing it for 10 years.
They haven't
Loved
though.
it.
It's all people who've picked up an Xbox 360 in the charity shop. Their joypads are knackered. They can't compete against the likes of.
Oh, there
Hackers,
must be
usually.
hundreds of them, Fraser.
nephews.
Yeah,
There
somebody's
must be
7-year-old.
hundreds
Some family struggling, but got gifted a Xbox 360 by somebody or found
Never
it on
played
the
a game in
street.
their life.
Finally get little Timmy up and running with COD Ghosts, and he's getting wrecked by some guy in Essex.
Call of Ghosts
who's now
GT.
going online and lording it.
I was smashing it, mate. I couldn't believe how poor most of them
You
were.
just ruined some kid's
They were like-
January.
Teabagging a 4-year-old.
They were like level 60 fucking prestige. God knows how many. I popped on their first game, absolutely fucking smashed it.
Maybe they're
difference. It
maybe
was
they're
a slightly
lulling you.
different.
Maybe they're lulling you into a false sense of security. They're like, "Oh, fresh meat, boys. Look."
It was a slightly different story when I put World at War on, because there was only 209 players, and I think they were all just sitting in the lobby waiting to get a go. I don't even know whether the servers are actually up and running, but for that game. But the whole world, there was only 209 players on World at War. So
part of me thinks that's a lot for World at War.
Really?
Well,
a game that's like
can you
10
imagine
years old
anyone
or
near
whatever.
you playing?
Do you know? I thought that was one of the ones that I never finished on Veteran. So I thought, okay, I'm going to fucking play this again. I'm going to put it on Veteran. If anyone knows, you start off on the beach in Japan somewhere. Jesus Christ.
Like that.
I literally played it for 2 hours and didn't get off the beach.
Oh, mate,
I just
those
kept
games on
dying
Veteran were no joke.
Dying.
No.
I used to be able to do it though. I just can't.
Mate,
anymore.
you're living in the past. Give up your.
I can't even see the fuckers. I can't even see them.
Don't even know where you get shot from.
No, and this ain't online. This is fucking on rails. There's not many places they can be, but nah, Jesus Christ, I soon took that off. So I have installed nearly every single Call of Duty on my Xbox, and I was going to play through them all, but after 2 hours of World at War, I thought, I changed my mind.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, it did. So, yeah, okay. So I've played some other shit, but I'm not going to mention it this week. I might, if I have a quiet week, I might mention it next week or the week after.
All right.
It's all Game Pass shit, but that's me done.
Davey boy.
What have I got? Well, I've been playing some older games this week.
What's the name of, before you get started on that, what's the name of like some rugged mountaineer log cabin type guy?
Dave?
Bear Grylls?
Kurt. I'm going to call him Kurt, I reckon.
I'm gonna get you a
Andy.
lumberjack shirt. sent
Randy's a good
over.
Randy.
Randy. Yeah.
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, wasn't he a rugged mountain
I
type
don't know.
guy?
Paul Revere. What was he? He was something. Oh, that's a famous name. I don't know what the fuck he did. That's probably just offended loads of people. I don't know what he did.
Just the genocide of a few million people.
Was he?
No, I don't know. I'm just making that up. Please don't sue me.
I just remember a
So-
Beastie Boys tune about him. That's all.
Come on, Dave.
So, the first game I was going to talk about was Mountain Blade Bannerlord, that I've had for quite a while now, and I updated it and played again, started a new game, and thoroughly enjoyed myself. There's been quite a lot of updates since I've played. It's still not in sort of release; it's still early access. They're still adding to it. Enjoying myself as a faction that starts from nothing, builds itself up. They've got to earn money. Like
This is
defeat
medieval, isn't it?
medieval battle in a not a realistic setting. There's like sort of fake factions, and there's a I can't even remember. There's basically like desert, tribal, and then like certain factions of a sort of a Roman Empire style areas. It's good. It's there's a lot of customization, but it's good. It was just I don't know why I thought, oh, I haven't played this in a while. I saw there was some updates to do. I started playing it and enjoyed that. As there's quite a few people I watch have been playing some probably that's sort of I've been playing it because of that. I don't know.
So
But,
is this
yeah.
like a sequel, effectively?
Yes, there's quite a few Mountain Blade games. I think the one previous to this was Warlord.
Right.
Whereas this Bannerlord, it sort of more takes into a sort of, a central map of sort of a world where you've got to sort of control areas, control towns and castles and stuff like that. The big thing about this game is the sort of 1,000+ not real world player, but AI character battles, where you can have like archery or people on horseback, and like you set up the tactics from a first person's perspective. It's not you all do it from either first person or third person. There's no top down tactical map or anything like that. It's quite good. Yeah. I'd definitely pick it up if you're into those kind of games where it's kind of like what was the big game that was all about the fighting?
Chivalry.
No, not chivalry. I was more thinking tactically.
Total War.
Total War. Yeah, yeah. That's right. It's more of a. It's less of a tactically medieval battler, whereas more like a first or third person tactical battler. It's good. I'll go on to actually the PC building sim game that I started playing last night. I downloaded this on Epic a while ago. I think
It was
free.
a freebie, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I downloaded it, and it was my like, oh, you know, I'll pick that up. I'll start playing it at some point. And then for last night, I was just like, yeah, I'll play it. I don't know why I decided to start playing it. It's really good. It's quite in depth actually.
You're basically running your own business or something, is it? Like,
Yeah, you're in a room and you take orders, and yeah, like people present various different things that they want to do in their computers, either upgrading of RAM, an additional hard drive, It's dusty and it's got loads of viruses. Um, it's it's simplistic, I think, to start with, and it gets more complicated. In that, yeah, like people give you the obvious problems. It doesn't boot, so like you literally swap out the hard drive, install a new version of the operating system. They don't specifically say Windows, but it's Windows. And yeah, you put it back in and it's fixed. There's no like from I don't think there's like things like complicated things. There is some of the jobs I've had is that it doesn't it doesn't work, and then basically you've got to go through and inspect everything and see like, okay, is it a hard drive, is it a CPU?
How fast is it for doing that? Like you would obviously, so is it like they'll bring you the tower and then you have to plug a monitor in, plug a keyboard in, and
So what it is the orders are delivered the next day after the working day after you accept the job. So it's from what I've played so far, I've played like a couple of hours, is that you're in a room and you have a delivery area of where people drop their computers off that need looking at, and you take the computer to a desk. From the desk, you can plug in the keyboard, mouse, monitor, power, and another thing I can't remember. And normally the USB stick of the thing that I use to check for viruses and stuff. So you can plug all that in and then try and boot it. If it doesn't boot, you take the side units off, the side panels off, and then you can take the hard drive out. You can take the cooling fans out. You can take the CPU out. You can take the motherboard out. You can take basically down to the case and then build it back up again. When you take an item out, it will state broken if it's broken. So it's not like you're doing diagnostics on a hard drive. It's not like you're taking the hard drive out and then putting it into something else to test it. It's literally you take it out, it's broken. Okay, you put a new hard drive in. So it is very simplistic in that way. Obviously, yourself and everybody else actually knows that as part of a PC, a hard drive just isn't broken. Like it can be intermittently broken, and you need to do diagnostics on that. And like a certain part of it could be broken, but not the whole of it. And you only encounter that once in 16 cycles of installing or uninstalling or reading that part of the hard drive. So yeah, it's a simplistic look at it, but it's still very good. I still got the itch. It scratched the itch of actually I'm building a PC, I'm putting something together, because there is projects where I want a PC under 750 quid. It needs to hit this mark, and you go to the shop, you do an online shop, and you can mentally build and put together a PC that can play. Because some of the examples of things that I want to do is play Battlefield or PUBG. And it needs a minimum score to do that. So you need a minimum spec, so you can configure machines under a price to hit that spec to be able to do that and send it off. And it is quite good. It's quite a good mental sort of arithmetic.
I might have to try it. I can't. I'm trying to. I'm still scratching my head, thinking I can't work out whether that I need to play this or not. But I haven't dismissed it at all.
So it's a little bit. So when I was playing it, I was like, it's a little bit car mechanics simulator, in that you're unscrewing parts of the thing and you're inspecting them to see if they're broken, like if they're still working. And then there's PC stuff in there, is that you're building or you're replacing stuff, or you're building stuff to a spec, and you're ordering stuff, and you're checking the compatibility between different RAMs and motherboards into cases. And so yeah, it's a I'd say if you've got it, play it. It's quite good. There is some DLC that you can buy that's got different rooms and stuff. I just played like 3-4 hours in the non-DLC startup room, just doing the normal stuff. I leveled up to about level 5 or 6, Made a couple of grand. Got a few tools and stuff, and yeah, like I kept on forgetting to add thermal paste to CPUs. I put in hard drive. I kept on getting a bad score for that.
Noob.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was quite. There's one thing that I was quite disappointed about is that one of the things is you get PCs and they're obviously dusty and full of crap. And one of the tools that you have is a air can, but what I thought is you would spray the air can out. It's just your cursor icon, and you just drag that about. It's like, no, come on, have a proper can animation that you've got a can in front of you, and you press it, and no.
Can you uninstall Call of Duties from people's game from PCs? Is that one of their features? Like you can uninstall people like shit games that people have installed.
No, you can't access people's files on their desktop. So you have a suite of applications you can install, including the virus checker and 3D Mark, and there was another one. Just like a part rate application, and it rates the application. Hardware rating application that rates the hardware on. But apart from that, sorry, I'm just watching Pilch doing loads of stuff on the Twitch. So that was quite good. If you've got it, sorry, no, I just saw you've deleted blocked term, and it put me off on the chat. So there was that, and then I've also, sorry, that was probably ages ago. I've also started playing Factorio, which I must hate myself. The last time I played that was a year and a half ago. And obviously, again, lots of updates. There's loads of sort of rebuild mods. And again, I've been watching somebody playing a lot of that, and I've realised I watched about 10 hours of somebody playing that this week while I was at work. Well, on the background. And it's obviously
just in case your boss is watching or listening.
10 hours of Twitch.
Well, I can't sit in the quiet just doing my work. So
I'm not judging you.
But obviously,
is Factorio the game that?
At least you're only watching video games rather than playing video games while you're supposed to be working.
Oh, God, I wish I could play video games for my work.
Well, someone else does. I don't know who that
is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's got. I'm not sure. Let's see who's on my friend list who's got Factorio. Let's have a quick look. Factorio. Tiny little man. I don't know who that is. Some rando on my friends.
This is the game that Chinny bought for Duke recently, isn't it? That
Duke went down the hole, didn't he? Big time.
Just like powered through the whole thing very quickly. Well,
yeah, Chinny's got it on his wish list, but he hasn't got it. Let's see. Duke. Yeah, 355 hours. Duke.
What? Really?
Booyaka.
355 hours. I only heard him first talk about it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
That's mental.
Somebody else on my friend list is called Duke, which could be. But yeah, like let's have a look. Yeah, I've got friends here like over 1,000 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
So it's a game that you can get into a lot. Yeah. When did I? Yeah. So like, it has gone past version 1, so it is like proper release now. That was late 2000s. And yeah, there's just been so many updates and so many changes, and I've actually gone like there's a space mod where you can go past the finish point, because the finishing point in the Factorio is to get off the planet, and the space mod that I've added then adds space as the next part that you go on to. So you leave the planet, you go into space, you go to different planets, you have different resources that you can mine and take advantage of, and everything changes, and then you go from the solar system into the galaxy, and yeah, like it expands everything. And yeah, I don't know why I hate myself, and because like I shouldn't be playing this. This is the kind of stupid game that I'll just get sucked into, but I just love it, so I have.
Okay.
But that's my games. You'll probably hear me play more about Factoria next week, if I get to play any games.
Okay. I'll go next then, and I am going to be aware of the time, so I'll probably try and plow. I think Neil and I will bite the bullet. We'll have to bite the bullet and plow through these.
No.
I will, anyway. Like the pro, I am. Origami 2. I started. I would have talked about this last week because it was the week before I'd played it. I haven't played it since, but I really enjoyed it. I heard it was quite good. Lord seems to think it's shit, and I think I heard a couple of other people sort of.
I played it ages ago.
It's all right. It's to me
It's
it
okay.
was.
It's a bit basic, but
yeah. It basically if you I would say to me it felt a little bit like Metal Gear Solid-y, like the sneaking around. You know, if you like that sort
Metal
of
Gear
creeping
Solid
around.
1.
Yeah. If you like creeping around and you know, for all the levels, if you take your time and are patient, I think you'll be fine. You know, you just have to pick your targets and accept the fact, you know, that until you really know a level, you're not going to be racing through it. There's lots of different paths to take through the level. So you're basically a ninja running around trying to retrieve a scroll or something like that, for example. And there's lots of bad guys who'll fuck your day up, basically, if they see you. But it was all right. I quite enjoyed it. I'm not clamoring to get back to it, but I could easily pick it up again and do a level here or a level there. I think on PC Game Pass, maybe not normal Game Pass, Dicey Dungeons. I started playing early in the week. I think Dave's played this, if I'm not
this does
mistaken.
not ring any bells.
No? Why? No, I felt like people had played this before. So basically, this is a... Yeah, but it's on Game Pass. It's on PC. I don't know if it's on the normal consoles. I'm just trying
I
to think.
haven't seen it.
I'm trying to think the best way to describe it is basically it's a combat game. You're this dice or die. Anyway, this dice that is you basically go through these levels. It's effectively, what do we call Slay the Spire sort of thing? What do we call those? Deck builder? It's
So it's
a
classed
very
as card and board game on Xbox Game Pass.
I would say it's more akin to like a deck builder though with dice in that, because you can build up and collect power ups and things like that. And every time you roll the dice, you allocate the dice to say you build 3 cards. You fight an enemy. You've got 25 health. He's got 25 health. You take a deck in with you, and then you roll the dice. Say 3 dice, and you have one card that says, any dice you roll, it will do that damage by a sword attack. And so you throw the 6 onto that and it does 6 damage to the guy. Then there'll be another card next to it which will say, this does double damage whichever dice you put in here, but the dice has to be even and below, or the dice has to be 4 or below. So you're trying to save 4s for that. So there's different ways to allocate the different dice and different power-ups. Now I'm starting to meet other enemies that have status effects and all that sort of thing. So if it's that sort of thing, like a Slay the Spire or deck builder, turn-based fighting,
I don't know if anyone's talked about a card-based deck building game recently.
Oh,
be
he's
really
going to mention it again.
No,
isn't he?
anyway, it's by apparently the guy who made this is from same guy who made Super Hexagon and VVVVVV.
Maybe it's good. It's got some
No,
neat
that's it.
music.
It literally says that on the description that I've just read on Game Pass.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, I'm not doing. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty polished for. I mean, it's a how do we say this? It's a polished indie game. Like he's got it's really cool music.
Not for
at the
pilch,
start.
I think is the description.
What?
I think.
trying to
I think.
say?
I think. What do you mean? Not for pilch? Not pilch?
Apparently
game? I
not.
think
He doesn't like indie
I-
games.
I didn't
Oh.
say that. Just didn't
That's
like
what it
that one.
sounded like earlier.
I
Yeah.
wanna
Didn't
see if I
somebody?
played it.
Am
Did
I
you say it was
imagining?
Xbox?
Am I imagining something? Did somebody say all indie games were shit? Did somebody say that, or was that on another
I
podcast?
just don't know.
Mm.
Anyway, Dicey Dungeons you should try for sure. Dave, you'd like it. I'm sure of that. It's pretty easy to wrap your head around.
Downloading it now.
That's for simpletons, is that what you're saying?
No, that was not to Dave. I know Dave can figure out. It could be written in computer code, and Dave will figure it out. I'm pretty sure. I've gone back to PUBG this week. I can feel that it's snowballing. We're going back. We've been playing more games, and now there's more talk
We,
about
as in
it.
you and Arnie.
No, Arnie, I've been winning. We had a game with Mark the other day. Jay said he's downloaded it now.
I've had it
It's not
downloaded for ages. When
cross-platform, is it?
Sean's
I've
got
played
it
the
downloaded.
I've played the
Sean-
game of updating PUBG for the last 6 months.
Sean's got it down. Mate, people are getting the itch for it again. It's
We've
happening.
had this discussion before, but it's not cross-platform, is it?
No, not for PC.
No.
No.
You console slummers can play together.
Yeah, so we went in and played PUBG, and it was it just scratched. It was nice to be back in the PUBG world. It's a nice to play a game at a completely different pace than Valorant. So it's just nice that we could switch over and have a few games of that.
How are you getting on with the 1980s graphics? Are you all right? Still all right with that?
I'm having a nightmare with the 2017 PUBG mechanics. That's what I'm having a terrible time with.
Okay.
I'd forgotten
How
because I
shit
went
you
back
were.
to. Well, no, there is that, but I went back. Like if you play something like Valorant is similar to like a Call of Duty to whatever like that. In that what you aim at is where the bullet goes, right? Unless you're moving and shit like that. But that's a whole other ball game with Valorant. Whereas PUBG, it's all
It's completely fucking random whether you fucking hit something or not.
well, it's all bullet drop, and then and you have to lead your shots and things like that. So I'm having to jump back in with 2 feet and put some hours in to get back up to where we want to be. So anyway, I think we're going to play a lot more of that, which is nice. Good old PUBG. I will give a mention to Valorant actually because obviously I've still been playing that every day. But they just introduced a new character who I played yesterday called Neon, and I've got to admit, like normally they release characters. I've never really been buzzed about any of the characters they've released over the last 3 or 4. It doesn't happen very often. I love this character. I played her yesterday, and the thing about Neon is she can run really fast. So it just for me, it just completely changes. It's like being in a PUBG world with a Call of Duty character or a Halo character.
When she runs, does she still make loads of noise though?
She makes tons of noise and she uses up an energy bar. But it just adds a completely different mechanic in the fact that you can get to places quickly. The only other person who could really do that is maybe Jet has a dash, but she still can't get like to the other side of the map. With someone like Neon, she's got enough in her energy tank that you can rotate from one entry point. You can rotate. You could fire, and before people know it, you've rotated around. So it's she provides some really, really nice gameplay aspects that I really enjoyed playing with yesterday. So that's been really cool. Good old Valorant. And then today I picked up the Oculus Quest 2 because I heard that PokerStars VR got roulette. And I love a bit of roulette. And so I thought, you know what? I was in the basement earlier. I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, I should just pick that up and just try that roulette." I keep hearing about it, and yeah, it was brilliant, just brilliant. I had such a laugh playing it. I mean, the first game I played, it was like, "Wow, this is really cool." It's roulette, and I like playing roulette. But but then the second I just played after lunch as well. I went back in. I thought, oh, I'll go back in. I'll play again. And there were these two, like this table, the roulette table seats 4, and there were these 2 kids. They must have been, I don't know, like 9 or 10 or something. Both of these 2 boys
Always been on
playing
black.
roulette. Oh my God, they were just, I didn't say anything the whole time I was in there, but they just had me smiling from ear to ear, the stuff they were coming out with. I mean, they were nice kids, but they were just like 9 or 10-year-olds, sort of like, you could tell each of them was trying to large it up a little bit against the other one about how good they were at the game. They weren't overly cocky or anything like that, but they just said the funniest things. And yeah, I was just happy just being in there, just throwing my bets down. And then after a little while, I was like, I got to get out of here, and just put some massive bets on and lost it all and just left. But I can guarantee you, I'm going to be walking past that and just going, you know what? I'll just pop the roulette on, get my free chips for the day. Because if you go in there every day, you get, or I think it's every 8 hours, you get a spin of the wheel that gives you free chips. If you get you can get enough chips, and if you're conservative on the table, you can make, roulette. Anybody who's played
You can
roulette
definitely
knows
drain
you
your
can-
battery.
You can well, you can anybody who plays roulette knows you can nurse a stack of chips for fucking hours, right? Or you can take a stack of chips and bet them in one go. But yeah, I had a smile playing that today. That was really cool. So
Not bought anything for your
hopefully,
Quest 2 lately?
well, it's not mine, it's my son's.
Look, are you not on the account holder? Because I've got £8 in credit. I keep getting, like, every time my £8 in credit runs out, give it a week and I get another thing. Oh, you've got £8 in credit you can claim. So
No.
I'm like, I'm hovering over Walkabout Mini Golf.
Are they sending you that though? Because
Yeah, they
you're
keep
not,
sending me that.
do you see my son buys stuff every now and then? So.
I haven't bought anything for ages.
Well, they're saying that, excuse me, I say that, but I mean, he hasn't bought anything from
From Oculus.
Oculus, no.
Or Meta, whatever the fuck they're called now.
No, God, no.
God knows. All I know is now that I can add my Facebook account to it.
Whee!
Well, you say that. The problem is I've got about 70 grand in poker chips sitting on my son's account, I guess. I need to play a game of poker and do some way to just hand them over to somebody else. Like,
But you could play yourself.
I can't. I already thought about that. I need another quest.
It'll only cost you 300 quid.
Only. He's back doing that only thing again. So far, we're up to 500 quid of onlys.
Have you not played Resident Evil 4 on this Oculus then?
I think that sounded pretty neat. I don't fully trust Stu's reviews.
When it comes to VR specifically.
I don't doubt that is a really good port of the game. I just don't think I would be as enthusiastic to play it as Stu. Not because it's a bad game, but just because I don't know. Stu gets very excited about things that I don't think I can get as excited about. I don't really want to play a game.
I think that works
anyway.
both ways, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Absolutely. I wouldn't expect it any other way. So yeah, I just don't think my tastes are somewhat aligned with Stu's most of the time, which is odd considering I love Resident Evil 4, but I have no interest in playing it on VR.
Maybe you should.
So
it's only 30 quid. It's a lot cheaper than another Oculus Quest.
It's only
there
530 now.
Is there another Quest coming out soon? Because this one's been out a little while.
I don't know.
A new one in the offing. Is it worth someone buying one now? What do you think?
They've upped the spec of the Quest 2 from 64 gig. The cheaper one is now 128 gig for the same money. So
yeah,
300 quid. 300 quid.
You know,
for the cheapest option.
300 quid is the cheapest one. Yeah. So I've got a 64 gig one, but now that's like 128 gig.
Did you buy a Quest 2?
Me, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we could play Poker Stars. We could play roulette together.
I'll play roulette with you, man. It's such a fucking laugh on that table. It really is. Get it on, boys. I swear. I'm up for that.
We could
Because you can just shoot the shit, right? That's the
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
thing
It's
about
all.
it.
It's more about the social chit chat bollocks that's going on at the side, rather than
Yeah.
the actual game, innit?
Yeah. Pilch,
Mm,
you know what must be done.
He's got a Facebook
I'm on.
account.
You
I'm
need to
looking
get,
at it.
You need to
Oh,
get those
I haven't
slabs,
got a
and you need to
Facebook account.
fucking flip them quickly for some dollar bills.
Oh, that's not a problem. Don't worry. I think I can afford one. I'm looking on the page. I'm
I'm sorry I implied you were Brassic.
I can't. I don't want to look at that.
Get one. Come on, man. We'll play roulette.
What
I'll
the
turn
fuck
it
is
on.
play
going on here?
one
Fraser
game.
is trying to convince someone to buy a VR headset. This is not right.
Just remind us the last time you played it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I haven't
fucking
played
months
mine in
ago.
fucking ages. There are some great experiences on there, but I'm not sure you'd want to do it every day. Some people get right into it though and get into the fitness stuff on there.
Anyway, the point is, I'm going to play some more roulette, and if anyone wants to come in at some point, just give us a shout because I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a laugh.
I'll play poker with you.
Yeah, they have poker too.
Do that.
We
Well,
played
it's
that.
on
I played
PokerStars,
poker with,
which is free.
I think I played poker with Bongo and Chinny.
Oh, it's free. So all I got to do is
Poker
pay the
bit.
300.
You just got to pay the 300 quid for the quest, and the rest
Anyway,
of it's
that's
free.
me.
I do want it.
That's me.
Are we up to me then?
Up to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we
Well,
could just skip yours if you want.
I'm gonna. Well, one of them might be worth skipping. I played Nobody Saves the World, which is a Game Pass game
Please
that came
skip
out.
that.
I don't think I'll be going back to it. It's the same people who made Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2, which I absolutely loved. I'm just not really feeling this one though. I've
What
got
is
to be
it? What
honest.
type of game is
It's
it?
I don't know, what is it? A dungeon crawler? I don't know. It's just not as good as Guacamelee. It's not a Metroidvania.
It looks like Castle Crashers or something.
It looks kind of nice, but I'm just not feeling the love for this one. I've played it for an hour or so. So you start off as a naked mini human, I guess. But you somehow gain the ability to transform into a rat relatively soon afterwards, and which means you can traverse areas that you couldn't previously do. You get quests. It's an RPG of sorts, but I don't know. I'm just really not feeling it, so I'm not sure.
It
I'm going to
sounds
play
like
much
it.
of it.
All right. Okay. Well, as we're so time constrained and nobody saves the world can do one.
It might be up some people's streets, but like I say, I've loved their previous games, but that one really not doing it.
All right. Pack it up.
Played
on
a load of
that airboat.
Forza
I'll let her go.
recently. It's still Forza. It was crashing for a good couple of weeks. I don't know why. For some reason on my PC, and now seems to be okay again. Although there was a thing when I loaded it on one day saying about some fucking bug with some graphics card drivers. Hoo-ha. So, but yeah, playing a bit of that. And then I'm playing some Halo, which has a new mode, which came out Tuesday this week. I can't remember what it's called now. Chaos something or other. It's got a whole load of like a separate battle pass type thing going on with 10 levels where you can unlock loads of new gear. But basically the gist is there's a different game mode called Attrition, where each team has a limited lives pool, like a shared lives pool. So each team has, say, 10 lives, whatever it is, I don't know. Once you're out of lives for your team, if you die, you're dead. Unless one of your teammates revives you, then you come back to life and you can compete again. Which is a completely new mode compared to anything else that I don't know if it's ever been in anything Halo-wise before. I think it's completely new for this version of the game. It's kind of cool, but it's really depends on your teammates. I had a couple of really good games where the whole team just kind of got like the whole we all need to run around together, gist of it, really easily. And everyone was just like running around as a 4 squad. And we were totally dominated that couple of games. And then you go into a game and everyone's just like completely separate, and you're getting owned all the time, and you just lose. So it's like win with 2 rounds to win the match. Is this new game mode? It would be cool to run with a crew. I think it's probably the closest thing to any sort of tactical game mode that they've got there. They've got a few new playlists on there. There's tactical SWAT. Well, what we used to call SWAT, tactical Slayer, I think it's called now, where basically you've got no shields and everyone starts with battle rifles. So it's like a couple of taps to the head, you're dead. Instead of having to wipe off people's shields before you can start killing people and stuff like that. So they've added a load of new stuff in the last few weeks to keep it lively and interesting. And it is the only sort of first-person shooter game that I'm playing at the moment. And it's free, obviously, if anyone's interested and has Halo. I would definitely be up for joining up with anyone who, if you want to message me or whatever, I'll be up to playing some Halo when I can. But the main game I've been playing is the same game I was playing last week. I bought God of War. I nearly said Gears of War, but it's not Gears of War. Totally different. It's a third-person action game, but it's very different from Gears of War.
How far in are you now?
Oh, now then, that's a question. I think I've probably done. Let me see if I can see about 20 hours. Played 21 hours. I think it's 30 to 40 hours to finish the game. Well, I'm still running around with the axe, which is what you start the game with. And I think you unlock other weapons as you have done in previous God of War games.
Mm-hmm.
I've upgraded my axe quite a lot. I've upgraded all the bow skills that I think are available for my mate, my boy.
Boy.
He's got an fully upgraded bow now and all that sort of shit.
Is it good?
It's fucking a real high quality, super polished, great. What was I going to say? It's an epic game, like in every way, like just an epic story and epic action. Just really, really fucking high quality, highly polished experience. I didn't get that when I played it on PS4. I think it's if you play on PS4 Pro or PS5, it's probably a good experience. But when your PS4 is just going fucking constantly mental, and I mean this is not like a recent game. It's like 4 years old soon, I suppose. But a lot of people, it was a PS4 Pro era game. Let's put it that way, rather than a PS4 era. It's really fucking good. And like I say, on my PC, it looks fucking incredible. I'm playing it basically like I've limited it to 60 frames per second. Generally sticks at 60, but it's like maxed out quality wise otherwise, and it looks fucking incredible. Plays great, and
All right.
I've progressed a shitload further than I did when I played it on PS4. So
yeah, see, that's what I want to hear. I'm not really interested too much about the mechanics or what you're doing or whatever. I mean, the overall feeling is it's super amazing and a must play. So but the brilliant thing is it's going to be chomped down in price. Actually, I don't know who's released
I
that.
got it for 30 quid. And that was when it literally the day it
well,
came out. I paid 32 quid or whatever.
Yeah. I'll get on that at some point. Someone else played it?
Yeah.
Nope.
I played it, finished it. It was brilliant. Played it on a normal PS4. Probably the second best game I've ever played on PlayStation. Horizon Zero Dawn being the best one. But yeah, brilliant game. Really good.
I just find myself trying to do everything as I get to an area. There's bits that I literally cannot do. There's things it's like I don't think your boy. He's like, I don't think we've got the right thing for that yet. I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
annoying.
there's
I'll
a
be
little
the
bit of
judge of that.
going back later.
No, we definitely haven't got the thing. There's these chests covered in like fucking blue roots that I clearly haven't got the thing to unlock. Get rid of the
There's a
blue
few
root
bits
shit.
that you have to go back.
Yeah.
Once
So
you
there's a bit of
unlock some
retreading
the
your
other-
footsteps, but little bit of like there's like these chests with like runic symbols on, 3 symbols. So you've got to find 3 symbols in the area to like throw your axe at generally, to unlock these chests. So I spend, instead of running through an area straight away, I'm fucking like looking everywhere as I run through an area and going, there's a symbol there, and there's a symbol there.
Make a
and
note of that for later.
there's
right?
like but well, where the chest is, they're usually relatively close, but sometimes you need to find an area of that area to be able to stand in to see the thing that you need to hit to unlock that bit. And sometimes they're timed, like you have to ring a bell, or sort of thing, and it's like they're annoying. But there's one that I can't do because it's like trapped in this weird like gate thing. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. There must be a way of doing this. But there's a load. It's a bit like a cross between like old God of War, obviously, like action wise, and then like Tomb Raider, like modern Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Like a platformer puzzler.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's not going to be Dark Souls length by the time I finish this.
No.
But the combat feels real good as well. And it's like, as you play more of it, you get a bit like there's like tells from the enemies. They're visual. So they're like, when there's like a gold ring that springs around an enemy, you can block that attack sort of thing. If a red ring goes up around this enemy, you need to fucking dodge the fuck out of the way of it. And as you
There's a red
play,
ring. You need to get the ointment out.
yeah. As you play more, you become a lot more skilled as you play, sort of thing, and it becomes much more satisfying. Like initially, it's a bit like, oh, I fucking got hit by this attack. But when you get through an encounter when there's fucking loads of enemies and you don't get hit at all, it's really fucking like, yeah, I feel fucking pretty badass there. And you're throwing your fucking axe and recalling it. Everything is under your control, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Tight. Yeah, it's really fucking good. Really fucking good. And like I said, I had it on PS4, but I don't know how long I played it, maybe 10, 15 hours. But I just stopped playing it. But playing it on PC now, and it looks fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, running at those extra frames and all that stuff. Real nice.
Tasty frames, tasty frames.
Real fucking good.
All right. Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna just throw the flag on the field now, then, because we've been going for close to 3 hours, if not more now. And no doubt we'll hear more of God of War next week and the week after.
Maybe not the week after. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So if not, you guys don't mind them, let's call that the show. Day, and we'll have Dave's bits and then get out of here.
Dave Bits.
Dave's
bit. Not mine. Okay.
Not your bits.
Not my
Don't
bits,
get your
my-
bits
my-
out, for
my-
Christ's sake.
So, thank you very much for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have a YouTube and a Twitch channels which we upload and stream to regularly. And thank you very much for listening to us on your podcast or watching us on Twitch.
Yeah, actually, we didn't. Anybody got just a quick shout out to the people who are in the Twitch stream? Do we
Baron
know?
von
Do we-
Glower, Greasy Fish Lips, Scott Patton. I think that was it for tonight. Who chatted? I
That'll
don't know if
do.
anyone else that watched that wasn't
No,
chatting.
I
There's a
didn't.
few lurkers, but
No, I didn't have it on tonight. So next time.
Big shout out for
Okay, good.
Derek for mentioning us on the his speak parts of the veteran gamers.
Neil got name dropped on another podcast.
did he now?
Oh yeah.
It was a Dark Souls chat. He doesn't like Dark Souls, unfortunately. He's not turned up this week.
Oh.
But big shout out to Derek for turning up generally for the chat. We don't always respond during the chat because it gets a bit busy at times, but appreciate anyone who turns up and chats in the Twitch chat.
Of course. Okay then, gents. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for listening. Until